Hello. It's your boy, Peepcast. How's everyone doing? Welcome in. I'm here. I'm a little bit early because I figured, you know what? I might pop up on the screen. This was my little plan. I had a little plan, guys. Tonight I had a little plan. I literally just got home from work. We're gonna have Pap with the first redeem out the gate. How's it going, Pap? Thanks for being here, Pap. Thanks for being lightning fast, Pap. I think I'm gonna have starting soon up, and because I'm gonna cook my dinner. But the other thing I need to do is I think I need to find a video for me to react to once my dinner's cooked, you know? Because I really did just come straight home. I came in the door, put my steaks in the fridge, and now we're live. I don't know. I don't really know what to watch. Guys. Is there anything particularly good? We could do that one that Pap sent, and then we didn't have time for it. Something about Bill Clinton or something. And I would like to put the sound to my AirPods. That's the wrong setting. Bluetooth device selection. AirPods Pro. My AirPods. Oh no, my AirPods. Alright, hold it down. I don't know why Discord's open even. Right now, in this very moment. Ads are running. Oh, because of the thing that Pap sent. That's why Discord's open. Peepcast. Oh, and Peepcast. Welcome in, Peepcast. Welcome in. Nice to have you here, Peepcast. What the refrigerator? It'd be under React. Reaction content. Does this look like a good video?
Welcome to another episode of Cold Fusion. Did President Bill Clinton sell out America's economic future? Let's see.
Probably.
In the
mid-90s. I bet he did, guys. I bet he freaking did. I'm gonna put my money on yes. That's where I'm gonna put my money. Cool. I'll probably turn the green screen off while I'm cooking, though, probably. Seems like the right thing to do. Video. Boom. Look at me. I'm a real human bee. Look at me. I'm a real human bee, dude. I'm a human bee. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. It's a beautiful. Now, let's see how we go with sound. Video and sound in the kitchen. Oh, that mic comes in the way. You can also see how messy my house is. You know, Prag Pro was having a go at me today for having a messy house. Whoa. It's messy, isn't it? It's very messy. But that's the reality. That's the cold and dirty reality. You know, yeah, like I was saying, Prag Pro was having a go at me for living in a messy house. And I thought to myself, well, I could tidy my house up in the evening, or I could stream in the evening. So here we are. Yeah, I should probably put on my trademark background music, right? That's my trademark thing. Also, welcome in, Paprika. How are you? Pap? How are you? What's been going on? What's new? It felt weird not streaming last night. It felt weird. It felt like a long time without streaming to miss one night. It didn't feel right. We'll put on a bit of music, okay? Bit of music. Just been doing some housework, unlike me, I guess. I just been doing work. F? Is the stream not working? Is the stream not working? JK, my browser, don't worry. Well, that's kind of good news. That I don't have an issue on my end. Yeah. But life's good. Life's busy. I think life's good busy. I think I like being a little bit busy. I mean, it makes me yearn for the bed. But, I just feel like I'm not having anywhere near as much of an existential crisis as a result of being busy. Papa, do you like being busy? Are you a pro-busy guy? Is that your preference? I feel like it's good. I feel like it, if you're busy, you're not wasting time, And I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing to have going on. Now, Pokemon Drum and Bass Blue Relaxing Drum and Bass meets Chillwave Fusion Tribute. Oh, wow. That's a lot. How do we feel about this? I think that's too much. I think that's too much for me. Nostalgic Pokemon for starting a new day full of energy. Feels too fast. It's not on the lo-fi wave. Nintendo music for summer vacation? Nah, that feels too elevator music-y. It's 2001 and you're drifting in Tokyo? Nah, that's too much. Calm your mind, lo-fi rainy night. I don't like when they have fake rain in them. I get enough real rain that I don't need my music to have fake rain. Relaxing Nintendo 3DS music? I probably would have been more keen on just DS music. Lo-fi chill hop? No. Don't stay up so long tonight. Zelda music with water ambience. I don't like the water or the rain. I just want the music. Peaceful and relaxing video. City Pop Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. Well, that's a good start. Okay, we got sound effects. Okay. Where are we? Oh, that's just too upbeat, no? That's too much for me. Star Wars lo-fi? I feel like Star Wars music isn't that chill. Also, I feel like I'm probably more likely to get in trouble for Star Wars music. Sonic Remix Radio? Sonic did win. So, it just feels like too much. I just need my lo-fi Pokemon, I think. There are these ones in Japanese, but I think they play the same song the whole time. No, that's not it. Jungle in Gaming Mix. Oh, I like this. Yeah. Check me out, blood. Hey, yo. Check me out, blood. And hopefully you guys can hear me. I might not be loud enough when I go in my kitchen. The compressor and the... Oh, dude, I've had no filters on lately. Probably not the equalizer, but probably expander and compressor. If I'm all the way over here. Hopefully I'm the same volume as the music, I don't know. It's 6 o'clock though. We better get a wriggle on, baby. We better get this thing happening. I just don't like the mic arm being in the way like this. Is that like less in the way the more I do that? I think it is. I don't know. What the heck? Let's just cook some steak. Let's cook some steak, bro. I'm not loud enough. music more quiet. In theory, I should be louder than it. Ayo. Hey. Check me out, blood. Can you hear me over here? Probably not enough. Not enough. I don't even remember if it's the expander or the compressor that makes you louder. I'm gonna just look it up. Does expander or compressor make quiet sound loud? A compressor does not directly make quiet sounds louder. It reduces the dynamic range by making loud sounds quieter. What about the expander? Does expander make quiet sound loud? Expander does not make quiet sounds loud. It actually does the opposite. An expander increases the dynamic range. Okay. So we'll take off the expander, I guess. I can't hear my mic or anything, so I don't know what anything sounds like. Advanced audio properties. Monitor and output. Settings. Audio. Is there a monitoring device? Monitoring device. Default. Now Hey, I do hear myself. Hello, Mr. Wolf. Hello, Mr. Wolf. How it do? How it be? How are you? I'm just trying to get things sounding good because I'm about to cook some steak in my kitchen. So I think we don't want expander and we want aggressive compressor. So if I'm away from the mic, this is quiet. Me, I'll be quiet. Does it get better if I do this? I don't even know. Maybe the threshold, lower threshold. Yo, hear me when I'm away from the mic. Yo. Hey, yo. Output gain. Oh, are we talking? Are we cooking? Are we cooking with gas? Is it still? Whoa. But something's happening. We can hear some. Maybe just crank it. Guys, sometimes you need to crank it. Okay? So I think that's what we're doing. Let's kill the release and the attack. Ditch the threshold. You gotta do it Asmongold style. I'm gonna cook some steak. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop monitoring my mic because it sounds crazy for me. Monitor off. And you guys should still hear me, right? You guys should still hear me, right? Hectic. Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of Asmongold style, except the steak's gonna be actually good. You know, we got some steak. We got some rump steak here. And oh, is that way too loud? And we're gonna cook the rump steak. The house is kind of Asmongold style. Wow. So the goal was that you would be able to hear me from over here. It looks like we've achieved that goal, so that's good. Yeah. You like it? Sounds good? It sounds good? We're excited about the steak. I'm gonna have to have chat open on my phone because I don't know if I'm gonna read it from all the way over there. But Wolf, you have to tell me how you're legally obligated to tell me how you are and what's been going on, what you've been up to, how life is, if you've had any luck with any women lately. You're legally obligated to tell me how much money you've made as well. Yeah. Those are the rules. Guys, I pat down the steaks. I pat them dry, which is a good thing to do. That's how you get that nice Maillard reaction. That's how you get it seared. Guys, I don't even think we're starting soon anymore. I feel pretty much like this is a stream right now. I don't think we're starting soon anymore, bro. Yeah? Boom. Okay. We got this. We need a plate. We need a clean plate. So just like Asmongold, Gold, I'm gonna wash the plate because I need it right now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to report, but I've been working, and I didn't stream last night because band stuff has been going good. We rehearsed the whole set list last night, which is very good. And 2 of my songs are currently on the set list. We might end up with more of my songs on the set list, depending on how everything goes. And we are meeting up tomorrow to freaking work on songs more. And because we have 2 guitarists, we need to work out what I'm gonna play so that I'm not just playing the same thing as our other guitarist. So we're going to be doing that. I don't know. I don't really know what else. Oh, Wolf said something. Yay. I'll read it once I've finished washing this plate. Alright, plate washed. Is it easier to just pull up my stream on here? Alright, stream open on here. Stream muted. I feel like I prefer to wash up stuff after I've cooked, then I eat. Well, that's the right thing to do. It's just not what I do. Usually if I'm making food, it's because I'm about to go live or I'm about to go rehearse music. So I don't even think it's weird that that's your preference. I'm just like too busy, I feel like. I'm always just trying to squeeze in a bit of food. And that's why I'm living on steak, because it's so quick in comparison to like preparing a meal. I use lots of paper towel because I eat lots of steak and I want to get it totally dry. And I think this is probably enough steak for tonight. It's probably the right amount of steak. As you can probably see, we've got a nice big boy here. Size of my head, that's what you want. That's the way to go. Get it dry. Yeah, if you don't get it dry, you don't get that nice crispy Maillard golden brown seared thing going on. So we definitely want this bad boy dry. We want it nice and dry. Nice and dry. Nice and dry. See, that side looks nice and dry. That's a nice dry looking side of a steak. That's the dry side of a steak. We'll get the other side looking like that real quick. Real quick. And now I normally use olive oil that's infused with onion and garlic. And it's way more expensive. I only do it because I have gut issues. If I didn't have gut issues, I would just use onion and garlic. But I do have gut issues. So I'm better off not consuming the actual onion and garlic itself and just having its aura imbued into the olive oil. So I normally get onion and garlic, but just garlic was on special for much cheaper than the rest. So I just got olive oil infused with garlic. So we'll see It'll probably just end up tasting like garlic bread vibes. But steak that tastes like garlic bread sounds pretty good to me. Sounds pretty good to me. Hopefully we can just get this bad boy dry. Get this bad boy dry. It's not as dry as I want it to be. Not as dry as I want it to be, my brother. Let me just get a little bit more. This one's only little. This is like a baby time steak. Little baby time steak, mate. So I'll get that bad boy actually dry. That's looking pretty dry. And then I just use tin foil. I feel like Glad Wrap is bad juju. So I try not to do Glad Wrap. Sometimes I think about bringing it back because I feel like Glad Wrap does preserve some things better. But I'm currently living a Glad Wrap free life. And I'm getting by. I'm getting by with my Glad Wrap free life. You know, I'm alive. I just eat the steaks pretty quickly after I wrap them up in tin foil. I just try not to leave it too long, you know. But I'm cleaning this soft spatula. And if you don't have a soft spatula, I don't know what you're doing. But we have a nice clean soft spatula. That's clean. We're gonna have dry hands. We're gonna get some tin foil going. Tin foil, aluminium foil, aluminum foil, whatever you want to call it, bud. That's what we're using. And we're gonna whack our nice dry steak. Because once the steak is no longer vacuum sealed, it's better to store it dry. Better to store it dry once it's no longer vacuum sealed. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I think I just need to put this down. Take the paper towel off. My bin's currently overflowing. I don't know if you can see that. Guys, I've been putting all my focus and time and energy on streaming, working, and the band, and very little into home maintenance, housework as they call it, domestic chores. I haven't really been doing it. I don't know if you can tell, but I haven't really been doing those things. What I feel like would be good is if I did more streams where like people came over to the house, because then I would clean up my house. I don't know why, but I don't really care. I don't really care about people looking at my dirty house over the internet. But if they were here in person, I wouldn't want to. You'll visit, Wall? So when are you coming to Australia? When's your Australia trip? Australia Peepcast meetup? Joking, I'm not going that far. Well, okay, bro. Okay. That's okay. You don't have, that's the beauty of Twitch. That's the beauty of Twitch. You don't have to travel all the way to Australia for us to hang out. Alright. Now I gotta clean this cast iron. This is a really good cast iron pan, but I gotta clean it. Because I used it this morning to cook. You'll never guess what I cooked this morning. I cooked steak. I cooked the exact same rump steak this morning. And I feel amazing as a result of it. I never feel hungry. I never feel hypoglycemic. I never feel hyperglycemic. I never feel happy. I never feel sad. I never feel tired. I never feel mad. I just feel steak. That's all I feel. Steak. But yeah, I don't even know who I have come around for a stream. I feel like, because I've never really asked someone. I've never really, when I had my ex-girlfriend on the stream, she messaged me. She said, yo, I love that you streaming all the time. And then I was like, well, I guess I did ask her. And then I was like, do you want to be on the stream? I think she was like, I love that you're streaming all the time. Do you want to hang out? And then I was like, do you want to be on the stream? I don't know that anyone else has responded as positively to where I would feel super comfortable being like, hey, do you want to come over and be on my stream? But I could get more assertive about it. I just don't know who I would ask. But what about, like, posting on social media, who wants to come and be on my stream? But then if, like, the wrong person says yes, that's awkward, right? So probably better off approaching individuals. I've just never been good at that kind of thing. Like, I don't even like the idea of asking someone, hey, do you want to come over and be on my stream? And then them being like, no. And it can also feel a little bit weird if it's someone you haven't really, really caught up with in a long time and you, like, are pretty close. It can feel weird to be like, hey, we're going to meet up in this non-private, very public medium where we can't even necessarily say everything that we want to say to each other. And what's the other weird thing about it? The main purpose of it is going to be entertaining other people instead of just us catching up. So I don't know. And, you know, the XGF there was supposed to be another stream with her, and then she didn't show up. Well, she messaged me. It's not like she just stood me up. I think she tried to call, or I called her, I think. Maybe she called me. And she said, oi, I'm gonna do something else. And I think she made the right decision. What do you got here? That's why usually people hang out either before or after. They don't just dive right in. Yeah, and I think I don't remember, I was probably everyone in chat that was telling me don't stream the drive. Don't stream yourself driving over from the airport. Just stream when you go back to the house. And I think that was good advice. And we did hang out before and after. I don't know, bro. But yeah, I don't know. Is it bad that I need someone to visit in order to clean my house? Is that bad? What I feel like I don't have is like relaxation time. I feel like I'm gonna have the only days I'm gonna have free for a while are gonna be Saturday and Sunday. They're gonna be my only free days that I've had for a while, and they will be the only free days I'll have for a while. Next week's gonna be busy with work and band and stream. So I don't know when work-life balance, if that'll ever happen. But the thing is, I love streaming. Like, I was at work and I was really tired and I was like, I just want to go home and I feel like I could go to sleep. But when I thought about streaming, I was like, hey, I want to do that. I want to do streaming, even though I'm tired. Physically, mentally, emotionally tired. I still want to stream. Alright, so the steak has been salted and oiled up. And this is, the heat's cranking on this. And I'm actually going to open the doors to my house so that all the fat and the smoke can hopefully escape the house instead of hanging in the house. So I hope it doesn't like sound terrible when I do that. But with the way that I set up the compressor so that you guys hear me from over here, you probably are going to hear every noise happening outside. But you can just let me know. You can just let me know how it is. Yay. I like to wait for the pan to smoke. I like to have a smoking pan, because that means it's going to go and it's going to sear nicely. So that's on max heat. Our steak is ready. We have a clean plate to eat it from. I have some random cloths sitting here. I could probably just move this dirty stuff to the sink. Actually, I'm gonna just have to use these tongs. I could wash them right now, actually. Not a bad way to use the time. Not a bad way to use the time at all. And if anyone has a video reaction suggestion for when I actually eat the steak, please suggest video reactions. Yeah. If there's something you want me to watch, and it's not against TOS and it's not copywritten material, please submit the link. Otherwise, I'm probably going to watch a video that Pap sent in a while ago about apparently Bill Clinton destroyed the US economy in the 90s or something. I don't know if people are interested in that. But Pap's video suggestions have been really good. They've been really high quality vids. Probably just go with that. I can see smoke coming off the pan now. I don't know how long it's been doing that for, but it looks like it's rip-roaring and ready to go, which is what we want. I'm gonna grab this bad boy, and I'm gonna slap it oil side down up against the edge of the pan. So this fat gets rendered. I want the fat to be right up against the edge of the pan the whole time. So it gets crispy and soft and delicious. So that's really in there. And I like to squish it down so everything gets nice and golden brown. You want that whole bottom of that steak to get golden brown. It may not all look golden brown. If it's a very big steak and it's not at room temperature. But we can do the best that we can. We can push down as much as we can in the hopes that there's as much golden brown Maillard reaction as possible. You really want to force that fat right up against the edge of the pan. I like massaging it into the pan. But it's just not, because it's not totally round along the edge, it doesn't really want the whole edge to sit against the pan, but that's okay. I'll do my patented method of, instead of just washing my hands, I'll wash a utensil or something. Patented method. 2 for the price of 1. So, hot water. You love to see it. That classic duo teaming up yet again. Dry my hands, and then I'm gonna... We've got this really high quality Maldian sea salt flakes. Maldian sea salt flakes. They're good. They're good. Dry hand. You don't want to get moisture in the salt. Dry hand. And we just salt bay. I don't actually do it like that. I just scrunch it up between my fingers and try and get some distribution. I mean, being further away does distribute it more evenly, but I want so much salt that I can actually go pretty close anyway and just make sure. I just basically want to make sure every freaking millimeter has salt on it. I don't mind it being... And the thing about beef is it just needs so much salt anyway. And then I use salted butter as well. And it very rarely has a steak ever come out too salty. You can kind of tell if there's too much salt. It'll start piling up on top of each other. But if you just cover the surface in like one layer of salt, you're doing your job. Alright. And then what I usually do is I'll get this soft spatula. Because I use this really high quality, really expensive this garlic infused olive oil. I'll do the steak, garlic infused olive oil. I don't want to waste a drop. Liquid gold, this stuff. Liquid gold. I'm drying off my soft spatula. And I'm going to get every drop off this plate. And there's a little bit of salt on here too. I didn't actually waste that much oil this time. There's not that much to mop up. Sometimes there's a lot. Maybe because the steak is so big, none of it even ran off. And what I've been doing lately is not even oiling this side because there's enough oil in the pan. And I do want to get it so it's gone. I don't know if it's because the pan was so hot, but that looks pretty good to me. Some brown, some gold. What you don't want is you don't want a gray steak. You don't want the whole thing to be gray. You want brown and gold on there. So that's looking pretty good to me. It's not perfect, but it's a very big cold steak. So it's not so nice. It's cooling down the pan probably too much to get a beautiful sear on there. You are supposed to let your steak reach room temperature, but I just got it from the supermarket on my way home from work. So it's cold. It's still cold from the supermarket. I'll get some butter ready. Got some high quality West Gold grass-fed butter. Some salt. Salted butter. And I'd like to get it seared before I baste it with butter. It definitely needs some more time. I could move it to the other side of the pan. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. So obviously the other side of the pan that hasn't been used is hotter. If I whip it over there, then it's actually searing, which is what you want to see. The beautiful goodness you want to see. Yeah, it's getting a bit seared. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty seared. Looking pretty seared on that side. And so I feel confident getting I just get a ton of butter here. I don't even care. I'm not concerned about having too much butter. Fat isn't even bad for you. That's a conspiracy theory. They want you to think fat's bad for you. It's not. Look at this. It's a giant steak. You just have this gigantic lump of butter. That's good for you. And you just throw it in the freaking pan. Grass-fed butter. Yeah. It's a sad world where everyone's paid off by grain farmers and sugar canes. Well, it's not the farmers, but it's the industry. Big agriculture. They want to tell you to live on grains and sugar, but you should actually be living on meat and fat and butter and animal products. And so we're just basting the steak in butter, which is really based. This steak is extremely based, drenched in butter. The top side is drenched in butter. The other thing I like to do is tip the pan, and we've got the fat, the rind of the steak right up against the edge of the pan. And it's almost like we're going to deep fry the edge of the steak in butter. It's so good. It's going to be so crispy. Crispy and soft and salty and delicious. Basically deep frying the edge of that steak. On the other side of it. It's looking pretty good. I think we're pretty much done. But I do just want to drench this side in butter too. What I might do is I might move it to the plate. And I'm not really worried about it not being cooked enough. I like my steak pretty rare. I don't even mind, like, I just eat steak so much, I'm like, I don't care if this one's blue, I don't care if the next one's well done. I just freaking love steak. So I'm just going to throw it on the plate. And I think this side needs more butter on it. So the side that needs more butter, I'm going to face up. And I'm just going to pour all that butter and that steak fat over the steak like that. And I honestly have no idea how cooked it is, but I don't even care. Because like I said, it's just going to be good. I don't even know what I would do if I was making it for someone. See, this is what happens when you just cook for yourself. You end up with these weird idiosyncrasies like it could be blue, it could be well done. I don't mind. Ideally, probably medium rare. It's probably my ideal. And I can take those crazy filters off my mic now. Should be sounding like a regular human on a microphone now. And no one submitted a reaction video, so I guess we're watching the Bill Clinton thing. And is that what we... That's not what we want. Let's just do that. And let's find our Bill Clinton video and pause that. And now we're gonna react to a Bill Clinton thing about Bill Clinton destroying the economy in America.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Cold Fusion. Did President Bill Clinton sell out America's economic future?
But first, steak reveal moment. I think I'm gonna go for a thick part of the steak, so I can hopefully show you a bit of red juiciness. This is looking kind of rare. It's looking like you can tell that it was refrigerated. That's kind of, what's that, rare? I think that's rare. I don't know, but it's good.
Let's see. In the mid-90s, America seemed unstoppable. The US economy flourished, inflation and unemployment were low, budgets were balanced, and crime was falling. In the 90s, America really was the place to be. Then, with just one signature in 2000, President Bill Clinton changed everything. China received permanent trade status and an entry into the World Trade Organization, or WTO. With a stroke of his pen, China would be brought into the rest of the global economy, free to trade with the world with little to no barriers. But this also meant that the US couldn't bully China. They couldn't threaten them with economic restrictions for Tibetan human rights violations or aggressive moves against Taiwan,
Seems like a mistake.
by this 1999 New York Times article. At this time, it was all about influencing China through positive economic means rather than punishment. On that fateful
punishment
day,
is
Bill
useful
Clinton
too, though.
We'll continue to have serious disagreements with China on human rights, on proliferation, and other issues. We'll continue to press our views and protect our interests. This deal will not change China or our relationship with China overnight. Bringing China into the WTO is a win-win decision. It will protect our prosperity, and it will promote the right kind of change in China.
On the surface, it made sense. Why should China be exempt from the global economy? It would even mean cheaper products for American consumers. But even at the time, there were voices of dissent within America. The people that could see what this deal meant were furious, and it culminated in the famous Battle of Seattle of 1999.
Battle of Seattle sounds epic.
The whole world is watching! The whole world is watching!
Wow.
5 days, 60,000 people, tear gas, rubber bullets, broken windows, police brutality, and millions of dollars in property damages.
Until the WTO demonstrations in Seattle, thousands of anti-globalization demonstrators blocked the streets around the convention center, and things escalated quickly. A small group of disruptive protesters would not consult with the police.
Seattle really, to me, marked the beginning of like a whole new era in the way police dealt with protests.
Over the next 25 years, a set of dominoes would fall. The very economic fabric of America and the world would be changed forever. In many ways, it planted the seeds of today's chaotic trade war and devastated whole communities across the Midwest and South of America.
I don't know what he's talking
But
about.
back in the year 2000, the deal looked great. A plan for a globalized economy had finally come true. But the thing was, it was less of a plan and more of an experiment. And now, we're finally starting to see the results.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
Yo.
After the Second World War,
Evangelos?
the US was the undisputed king
Welcome in. Evangelos, welcome in. Thanks for being here. How are you?
of production. By 1945, more steel was produced in the state of Pennsylvania alone than Germany and Japan combined.
Pennsylvania,
For
Eva.
the next few decades, the US were the manufacturers of the world.
How are you, Eva?
By the 90s, some American jobs did start leaving to Asia, but China was a small fry, only producing 3 to 4% of the world's factory output. But then things would change. After a series of internal economic reforms, China was about to grow rapidly. By 1996, they were outproducing both Italy and France. Germany would be swallowed in 2001, and the growth of China couldn't be ignored. As the 20th century closed, optimism about globalization
I'm very well, Eva. I'm very glad to be home from work and eating a hot steak, juicy steak, and streaming and talking to you. I'm very glad to be here. That's how I am.
peaked. World leaders believed removing barriers to trade would foster global stability and wealth. President Bill Clinton championed integrating China into the World Trade Organization, arguing
You
it would
love steak.
democratize China and benefit American businesses by opening vast new markets. Many believed that this had worked in the past, in places like South Korea and Taiwan. So, why not China?
Our products will gain better access to China's market in every sector, from agriculture to telecommunications to automobiles. But China gains no new market access to the United
Look at
States.
that.
In 1945, when the war was over,
Beautiful.
23 countries came together with an agreement to establish a sort of referee to make sure countries shared their goods in a fair and even manner. This referee would eventually become the World Trade Organization. In the decades that followed, tariffs, which often exceeded 40% before the WTO, gradually reduced. Global powers hoped to prevent the kind of economic isolation that led to the Great Depression and hence World War II. So Clinton inherited a post-World War II vision of global trade built around big institutions and everyone playing by the rules. Integrating China was his final step.
It's morning here
Again,
and I already want to eat some steak. Let me let you in on a secret, Eva. You can eat steak for every meal. It's okay. I get rump steak. It's probably more expensive than not eating steak for every meal. But I just get rump steak. I just eat it for every meal and I'm very happy. And that's an option. And you're allowed to do that. And it's good for you.
aimed at democratizing a growing
And I'm not a doctor or a dietitian. And Wolf says it's not okay, but he's wrong. But he's allowed to be wrong. And we all have different opinions, but steak is the best.
power. But critics warned from day one that Clinton's optimism might blind him to the reality of global economics. But once signed, the decision entwined the US and China's economies. The nations were now conjoined economic twins. The result played out right in front of our eyes. Now with China in the mix, world trade flipped on its head. America was transformed from a manufacturing powerhouse into a consumer-dependent nation. China was driving America's consumption with a sea of manufacturing.
Like, are you asking me whether I like the texture the most? Because Eva says, what part of meat you like the most? Like the part of the cow? Or like, oh, my favorite thing's the texture. I love pichania. Pichania? What's pichania? Pichania. I'm about to Google pichania, bruh. Pecan, huh? Culotte or rump cap. A flavorful and tender cut of beef. Top sirloin. I mean, definitely one of my favorites is the porterhouse steak. If money wasn't an object, I'd probably be hitting porterhouse steaks. But rump is significantly cheaper. I saw the porterhouse steak next to the rump steak. This was $22 a kilo Australian for the rump steak. The porterhouse was $36 a kilo. So I went with the rump. And I feel like the difference isn't that gigantic, especially if you cook it well like I did.
Goods. Americans, however, did enjoy cheaper goods for a while, but what was the long-term cost? Labor unions, economists, and members
I am
of
from
Congress
Australia.
warned
Where are you
Clinton
from?
that American manufacturers would not be able to compete with China. They pointed out that this would cost American jobs. They stressed that China had no real labor standards. But the deal went forward anyway. On October 10, 2000, Clinton signed the United States-China Relations Act. Unfortunately for many, all of those fears were quickly proven right. What was initially celebrated as a diplomatic and economic triumph has aged into one of the most
I've heard of Cyprus. I think it's only American people that haven't heard of other countries. It's okay.
consequential and divisive decisions of modern American history. Clinton's signature almost immediately triggered an economic migration. American companies rushed overseas, particularly to China. The attraction of significantly cheaper labor was too strong to resist. What company could resist cutting production costs by more than half? Jobs that were once secure in American factories vanished rapidly. And for the first time since 1947, when records began, capital investment in manufacturing, that is, plant equipment and manufacturing technology, actually declined in the 2000s. Nothing symbolized this shift better than Levi Strauss. For factory workers like Clara Flores and others in San Antonio, Texas, working at Levi was the job of a lifetime. Crafting Levi's blue jeans, a classic symbol of American culture since the gold rush of the 1800s.
We are watching Temu factories? I mean, they probably are showing Temu factories. The video is called The Moment America Changed Forever by Cold Fusion. But yeah, they probably would show Temu factories when talking about Chinese production. I don't know.
Hundreds. Quote, wherever you went, it was the same Levi's blue jeans, end quote. But in 2003, Clara and hundreds of her colleagues in San Antonio were laid off. Levi's closed its last US factories, moving production overseas in search of cheaper labor. By 2005, Senator Bernie Sanders and other critics of the policies were already sounding the alarm, saying,
"The question that the American people have to ask is why it is that corporate America, with the active support of the President of the United States and the congressional leadership, is selling out the American people and making China the economic superpower of the 21st century."
That's pretty
Some
much
people
what
may not
happened.
like his other policies, but he was certainly right here. Levi's jeans wasn't alone. Between 2000 and 2010, America lost 6 million jobs, nearly 1/3 of its entire manufacturing sector. For just 10 years, that's a literal guttering. The
6 million jobs? That's a job holocaust, bruh. That's a job holocaust. I was about to stream, but I like your stream so far. It's educational somehow. Well, this is just a video that was recommended to me by Flying Paprika. He's one of our homies who is almost always the first to get the first redeem, and he gives very high quality, top-notch YouTube video recommendations. So shouts out to Flying Paprika.
devastation was felt greatly across the Midwest. Entire communities built around manufacturing were decimated.
This town was founded by a company,
Wolf is right.
a steel mill. Its survival was based on the steel mill, and that collapsed.
Based.
And when it did, the town collapsed. Up to that point, the city was thriving. 180,000 people lived here. It was a major city. But
Wow,
today,
looks nice.
there are about 69,000.
Bruh, it's a wasteland.
61% of the population is gone, and much of the city lies in ruins.
Rust Belt cities saw factories
You hate to
shatter,
see it.
local economies collapse, and the opioid epidemic take root, a topic which we've covered previously. Families who once enjoyed stable, middle-class lifestyles were plunged into uncertainty. The America of the 21st century was now a consumer and service-based economy. The data backs this up. In 1999, the US had a trade deficit with China of about $68 billion. By 2008, The trade deficit had ballooned to over 240 billion. By 2022, it had reached nearly 400 billion. Meanwhile, corporations reaped massive profits. Lower production costs and access to the Chinese market was a godsend. China was becoming the world's marketplace.
Eva says, it's better when you have someone to interact with. So I will say here, thank you so much, Eva. I seriously appreciate that. Thank you.
And the linchpin for most supply chains. It works so well that by the 2010s, the country was becoming a technological and economic superpower. This outsourcing wasn't just about labor costs. China was indeed smart and used their good fortune to plan for the future. The Far East nation invested heavily in infrastructure, education, and industrial policy. Over time, China's manufacturing capabilities became so advanced and so efficient that even well-funded US firms could not compete. Ironically, American companies now often lack the complex manufacturing expertise on the scale of China. An iPhone made in the US doesn't exactly fit in with our picture of the 21st century. Now we always think that most things are made in China. It's not the cheap, poor quality factory it was 20 years ago. Globalization had a lofty promise, shared prosperity, but instead, what it created was dependence, a new global system heavily reliant on China. So for
To me, it's just so obvious, though. If you make all the manufacturing happen in China, guess who's going to get better at manufacturing? China. And yes, you're going to become dependent on them. Did anyone not think that was going to happen?
the US, what happens when a country is dependent on its now ascending geopolitical rival for everyday goods?
One world government. The globalists.
Today, America is stuck with Clinton's legacy, a giant trade deficit, a fragile economy, and rising tensions with China. Clinton's gamble effectively hollowed out America's manufacturing base and eroded the middle class. The manufacturing jobs before China's takeover used to pay decently with a lower barrier to entry. Now, services make up 80% of the American economy.
Guys, Eva is a real one. Eva says, lots of people here not interact with anyone, just want followers from Facebook. But you're here, you talk, making conversations. Thank you, Eva. I am here, I do talk. I do making conversations. So thank you for recognizing that and appreciating that.
The wages and service job fields can vary wildly. In the wake of growing public discontent, the US government began pushing back. Under Trump's first administration, a limited trade war with China was launched. There were targeted tariffs on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of goods. And although this next point is mostly forgotten now because everyone is so divided, this was actually a bipartisan issue. Left or right, everyone agreed. In fact, President Biden largely continued this approach.
You're telling me that when there's a bipartisan issue, but Trump makes a decision, everyone decides it's terrible and awful and evil? Couldn't be true. There's no way that's true.
Expanding tariffs in some areas, such as electric vehicles and semiconductors. And now in Trump's second term, he's approaching the issue, well, differently. Like a bull in a china shop, he introduced chaotic and sweeping tariffs across the globe, but particularly against China. The aim was to make Chinese imports more expensive, to give American companies a helping hand in the market.
Let's go.
As we all know, the consequences have been dramatic. Aside from the uncertainty, the main problem is that a lot of goods touch China in some way. So if the tariffs do stick, American consumers will have to pay higher prices for everyday goods. Basically, the reverse of what happened with Clinton. And businesses will struggle with unpredictable supply chains. But the thing is, America may be dependent on China, but to an extent, China also needs America. With the uncertainty of tariffs, Chinese manufacturers, once flush with foreign demand, now grapple with excess inventory and plummeting exports. In fact, there's a lot of manufacturing.
Yes, I will see it. The American economy recently isn't great, but I do think, and I'm not an economic expert, and I'm more than happy to be wrong, but I think what Trump is doing will be good in the long term. I think America will be better off having manufacturing and having American grown and owned businesses. Eva says, playing any games? I do sometimes play games. Eva, is there anything you particularly recommend or would like to see tonight?
Plants already sitting on tons of products with no clear plan on where else to put it.
If this trade war continues, half of our domestic textile factories will go out of business.
Good.
At this point, it's only about keeping the machines running. Making a profit no longer matters. No one knows when this war will end.
Senior economists
I don't know what
say that China has to search for smaller
inside?
markets. However, that's easier said than done.
He believes that China's industrial sector will feel the most significant downward pressure on prices. If global demand remains weak, leading to a sharp drop in global commodity prices, these two factors will further intensify the downward pressure on Chinese goods prices. Gary Ng, a senior economist at a French foreign trade bank, said, China's problem is more related to demand, because it has an overcapacity issue. Losing overseas markets will put pressure on
Hey Finn,
Chinese
welcome
companies'
in.
profit
Thanks for being
margins
here.
and
How are
increase
you?
domestic competition. The risk of deflation may continue for another year or two. This means that the CCP's countermeasures are essentially ineffective and are only worsening the ongoing deflation, which is deepening Beijing's long-standing economic dilemma. Domestic demand is weak, and industrial overcapacity has led companies to engage in fierce price wars to secure orders.
Tariffs also make it hard to plan. You can't forecast a lot of things accurately. Companies have to pause or cancel orders, or beg and plead with vendors. The US and China are now stuck in a mutually destructive loop. This dependency leaves the US vulnerable in times of crisis. During the pandemic, America painfully realized that they relied on their economic rival for essential goods, from microchips to medicine.
Bro.
America has made some strides to bring the highest tech chip manufacturing back to the States, but it's still early days. And then there's the intellectual property theft. Apparently, it's rampant. William Ivania, director of the National Counterintelligence and Security Center, has gone on record saying, quote, "We've never seen the likes of economic espionage that we've seen in the past 24 months, and a majority of that has come from the Communist Party of China." But the bottom line...
Well, the video maker, Cold Fusion is the name of the channel. I don't know who's actually writing or speaking. But the channel is called Cold Fusion, and you can react to videos from YouTube generally, as long as it's not like a copywritten TV show or something like that, or copywritten music. And this is a video from 2 months ago. I feel bad reacting to videos that have just come out, because if the videos just come out, that's when most videos get their most views. So you're kind of stealing views from the creator if you watch the video instantly. But this is a 2-month-old video, so I don't feel so bad about it. Pap says, we love Cold Fusion. Well, you did suggest the video, Pap, so thank you very much for that.
...that neither country can easily untangle itself without causing massive disruptions. And yet, political pressure in both nations continues pushing towards decoupling, dragging the global economy into uncertainty. Initially, Clinton's policy delivered real benefits. Consumers enjoyed lower prices on everything from electronics to clothing. Inflation stayed low for years. American companies gained unprecedented access to new, massive markets in China. American farmers boosted agricultural exports to China dramatically, increasing by 700% from 2000 to 2017. This directly benefited rural communities. Yet beneath these immediate gains lurked devastating long-term damage. Massive job losses, industries moving out, and a dangerous dependency. Although the truth is even more nuanced. Manufacturing regions in the Midwest were indeed destroyed, but some data suggest that the effect of China's manufacturing on the USA ended in 2010, and the trend no longer continues. If anything, the 2008 crisis did nearly as much damage as China's competition did. Critics say that Clinton's gamble was naive and economically devastating. It made America dependent on China, but there's something that people forget. Remember those agricultural exports to China we just talked about? Well, in the last fiscal year, the United States exported around $25.7 billion worth of agricultural products to China. In other words, China still heavily relies on the US.
I had to clean my hands, bro. My hands were covered in steak juice. I had to get up. Because Finn says, this guy hates Hassan, but chair reacts. Oh! Chair reacting isn't even really what I hate Hassan for, bro. And also, I just had to wash my hands, bro. You want me to pause the video and leave you all in silence and boredom while I freaking wash my hands?
US to feed its people. They've managed to gain large quantities of food like soy from countries like South America, primarily Brazil. But currently, if this fight continues,
You hear that, Finn? Soy. Just for you. They're manufacturing soy.
long-term sustainability is in question. Could China fight long-term without potentially starving its people? In all of this, it's important to recognize that Clinton wasn't alone. Every administration since, both Republican and Democrat, chose to maintain these policies. Short-term benefits like low prices and market stability were politically and economically attractive. America as a whole has lacked a coherent national strategy to support displaced workers or rebuild manufacturing for decades. These problems were perpetuated.
Also, does anyone else want to watch me play Inside? I don't know if I'm going to go install Inside if it's just Eva that wants to watch me play Inside. If other people want me to do that, let me know, and then I might actually do it.
Perpetually swept under the rug. In that sense, the real problem wasn't Clinton's decision, but the management of what came after it. So,
I'll do a poll.
Did Bill Clinton irreversibly change America's economic future? In some very clear ways, yes. And in other ways, not exactly. The politicians after Clinton have blame as well. But today, as trade tensions mount, this question remains critically relevant. It forces us to reconsider the delicate balance between global cooperation and economic independence. The choices made today will shape whether America continues down this path of dependency or charts a new course towards a sustainable, sovereign, economic power. So what do you guys think? Now, all of this isn't to say that China should have been excluded from the global economy, but seeing the problems with lax labor laws, when things started getting out of hand, subsequent presidents should have done something. So I'll pass the question off to you. What do you think is the right solution? That's about it from me.
Well, that's the video. Everyone go subscribe to Cold Fusion and like the video. It's a good video, okay? So we're thankful to Cold Fusion. We're thankful to Pap for recommending it. Does anyone else have any video reacts? I should probably react to like another video. Let me open my PC. I will BRB 3 min. Well, the poll is going to go for 5 minutes, so you should have just enough time to do that. Otherwise, I don't really know. I mean, we can yap if you guys have things to say. If you guys have things that you want to talk about, we can yap. I don't know. If anyone has any particular recommendations, I mean, last stream I never would have thought I'd spend the entire stream playing Tall Man Run. I want to find my the remote to turn on my heating, though. I definitely want to have heating going. Okay, my heating is now successfully turned on. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, folks. What should we do tonight? What should we do tonight? Yeah, I just don't even know, if I'm being entirely honest. I'm just glad to be here, glad to be streaming, glad to be home. And I bet Battlefield 6 isn't going to work. I should really fix the Battlefield 6 thing. Maybe I should do that tomorrow morning. Try and get Battlefield 6 working again. Do people want to watch me play Battlefield 6? I really enjoyed playing it when I played it, and it's also the biggest category right now. It's surpassed Just Chatting as the biggest category right now, guys. Hopefully this happens. Tokyo FM. Oh, that's more my vibe. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely more my vibe. Tokyo Tones Blood? That's what I'm talking about. I heard about that. VTuber that was cheating in Battlefield 6. I didn't know about that. Welcome back, Eva. Welcome back. I didn't know that. Oh, update. Update. So I've only played 2.6 hours of Battlefield 6. There you go. There's a VTuber that was cheating in Battlefield 6. But they went to such crazy lengths to make it so you can only play the game if you have the TPM working. That's why I can never get the game to work. I don't know what it is, but I turned my TPM on and the game still doesn't launch. That's happened like 100 times now. I don't know if anyone else is having that experience with Battlefield 6. Looks like maybe you've got a minute left to vote in the poll of whether or not I play inside. Oh, we have 2 votes for yes. Okay. Okay, I see you. Why cheating in a game not worth it at all? Yeah, I mean, I actually think cheating in a game makes more sense now that people stream. So you could make it look like you're a pro. There's a lot of pros that are defending the VTuber though. Well, what kind of cheating did they do? If pros are defending them, I'm guessing they weren't using an aimbot, right? Because, I mean, who would defend that? What Battlefield update? Look for inside. Oh, come on, Steam. Come on, you know you wanna. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, Steam. Now. Hey yo. I like to play Halo. I'll be chilling in the day glow with Dylan and Diego. Alright, Inside won the poll. We got 2 votes for Inside and no one voted for anything else. So I guess Inside it is. Inside it is. We will have to wait for it to download, because I don't have Inside installed on my computer by default, okay guys? I don't have Inside installed by default, guys. Oh, ads. Cool. 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 Hey, it's me. It's me, full screen, like you wouldn't believe. Ayo, we full screen. Ayo, we full screen, peep. People are claiming aimbot since there are a lot of clips that look very sus, snapping onto headshots while enemies are behind objects / out of sight. Ooh, that is pretty sus. That is pretty sussy. Yeah. See, that's one of the reasons you definitely shouldn't be cheating as a streamer or content creator or whatever this person's situation is. Because, yeah, no? People are going to spot that kind of thing, I feel like. People are going to spot that kind of thing. Alright. How long is Inside going to take? How long is it going to take with my poopy internet? My poopy internet. My poopy internet. I got a poopy butt. And I got poopy internet. Everybody knows what's up. Yo, a pee-pee in a cup. And everybody says, nope. I ain't drinking that. I can't believe you even thinking that. You even speaking that. I'm getting weak in the knees in that. Yo. We on the internet. I'm the biggest winner yet. Alright, it's gonna take like 50 minutes for us to have Inside. Downloaded, exploded, unloaded. Alright, so we'll hold it down till then. VTuber cheating in BF6, huh? VTuber cheating in BF6. Cat girl caught cheating. So that's who it is, huh? Cat girl, huh? Looks like more of a PNG tuber. Is that fair to say? Is that fair? Is that a fair thing to say? Yeah, I guess we'll watch a video about that. 17 hours ago. Disclaimer. Call of Shame. Oh, so this channel's called Call of Shame, is a commentary and investigative critique channel that focuses on the gameplay, behavior, and public conduct of streamers. All content reflects our analysis, opinions. I'm kind of in the way here, aren't I? I'm a little bit in the way here. What the refrigerator? We'll just whack me up here. Okay, we're up to all content reflects our analysis, opinions, and commentary and is protected under laws governing freedom of expression and fair use. Our commentary is based solely on publicly available material and is intended to encourage critical thinking and allow viewers to form their own conclusions. The content may include elements of satire, parody, and humor, which are consistent with established practices in digital media commentary. All analysis presented is opinion-based and not intended to be statements of absolute fact. These opinions are protected under our legal rights to criticize public figures and public content. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you... Well, I present to you... Catgirl caught cheating in Battlefield 6. Riley CS... Call of Shame.
I just got fucking permabanned.
This commentary channel means business. Yeah, I think they do, bro.
Go ahead, 575. The streamers are live and currently exploiting request permission to issue a permanent ban. You have a go 575.
Wow.
Enjoy. Roger that, and thank you.
So I guess this is their thing.
By the men and women from Ricochet.
Oh, I wouldn't mind being punished by her.
Until proven innocent.
I've seen a lot of comments asking for my take on a guy who calls himself Catgirl. From the clips, it looks like he's flicking around with a mouse, which has led many to claim he's using an aimbot. That might be true, or it might be nothing at all. I've never heard of this guy.
It's really good with a mouse, maybe.
So anyone claiming
cat and mouse game over here
is being unrealistic. You don't know what's on his PC, what software he's running, or whether he's using even minor aim assist tools.
They take what they deserve. They certainly do get what they deserve if they get banned for cheating, for sure.
Adjustments alone can make a huge difference in accuracy, without being a full-blown aimbot. Many manufacturers even allow you to load scripts directly into your mouse to mimic aim assist. So all of
that's weird. That feels like cheating too, though.
But
scripts in your mouse?
What about things like computer vision? And you'd be absolutely right to call that out. Data sets can be trained to recognize something as simple as the little rhombus above enemy players. That's this thing here.
That's part of the
and
game.
Aim to it automatically. You can even program it to shift slightly to the left or right at random intervals to avoid detection. I believe many people do this. It's a simple script, and you don't even need to inject anything into the game's memory.
Interesting.
I've submitted a white paper for peer review on computer vision cheating, which you can read on my website, guardiantruesight.com. Right now, I'm adapting my anti-cheat to work with Battlefield 6. At first, I thought it would be simple. Just detect the rhombus above enemy players, right? It made sense. But I quickly discovered that wasn't effective because the system was also detecting other in-game rhombus shapes that weren't tied to enemies. I abandoned that approach and went back to my standard detection methods, which focus on identifying players based on how they interact with the map. Computer vision cheats, however, are lazy. They often just look for that rhombus. That's why I found it interesting when...
Does this sound like AI? Is this an AI voice speaking right now?
This player snapped to a rock, because with computer vision, this shape would be perfectly aligned. That little detail definitely caught my attention. But these detections
sounds like AI to me.
So it's finding clumps of leaves.
But when it said would the UI fumble and say for no reason to try and sound human? Are they doing that? Did I say UI instead of AI? Would AI go for no reason? Are we at that point?
And this is why you can't just detect shapes. Now, I'm not
It
saying
just sounds like an AI voice. You can't just detect shapes.
100% that he's using this. I can't. My model for Battlefield isn't fully ready yet, but when it is, he'll be the first one I run through the AI engine. I also want to share a new update I've added. Remember, entropy is based on aim decay. It's not about the hits themselves at that exact moment. It needs data to create a model, and that's where these come in. They're called data nodes, and their purpose is to update entropy based on recent aiming activity. So, this script is running on my Call of Duty model, which still makes detections on...
Sounds AI, also sounds like an AI script. Yeah, I think you're right, Magic Flash. Also, welcome in, Magic Flash. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. How are you?
Battlefield, because it was trained on nearly 500,000 images. But I can get a stronger model if I use Battlefield data. But that's besides the point.
It does.
So how do we
It
collect
absolutely sounds like AI. I'm convinced it's AI. Now that you're convinced, Magic Flash, I'm convinced.
Examples. We capture them during a short time window, but only when the player's aim enters the bounding box of an enemy. During this collection window, which you can see here, we log data based on confidence scores. Green is very strong, yellow is average, and red is poor. A poor reading might be when the model isn't sure if it's aiming at the head or upper torso, sometimes just a pixel difference. Since we only want accurate data, we filter it. Once the time window closes, all data is checked in real time. 100% of green data goes to a holding buffer. Then we take 50% of the yellow and only 25% of the red. The rest is rejected. Then, the holding buffer sends the approved data to the data nodes, resulting in an excellent, high-quality sample. This makes our model extremely accurate. But here's what caught my attention. The amount of Warzone streamers coming to his defense. Like, why? You don't know this guy. Then I noticed this. Trying to compare Symphony to random flicking is ridiculous. You can flick around all you want to radar pings or enemy players, but when you land hit markers behind walls, that's when I have a problem.
True and fair.
Don't you dare sit there with your ass hair on your head and tell me this is authentic gameplay. Anyone with a brain can see this is cheating.
Yeah. Just insta-popping to wherever the enemies are. That's... yeah. I'm pretty convinced it's cheating.
Re-knocks on top. Right balcony jumping, dead.
Yeah, through the walls. Like, how do you even know they're there, bruv? Aimbot for sure. Hang on. Finn, why do you say rude? What's rude? Who's being rude? Oh, this person's being rude by cheating? Yeah? Def's an aimbot, dude.
I'm gonna send it to. What's he exporting? Oh, there's a guy on a wall.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna send that to Maven so he can send it to whoever he sends.
Second floor balcony at this orange
I
building.
see that. I see that. I'm looking over you.
He's very weak.
Yep, I got eyes on you. He's weaker, not cracked. Yep. I'm gonna try and push that building. Yeah, I'm gonna force this fight down here.
Like, he never fires a bullet not directly at an enemy.
Good job, Steve. Good job. I mean, Hey,
through the door. How did he know he was behind the door?
They're selfing or something.
Cooked.
Okay. I'm up top. I'm on the roof. Roof is dead.
Street running away.
Whole team. Working out's easy, bro. It's just an hour or two. Eating's like an all-day thing, like full time. Fucking, you gotta be always locked in.
Anyone have an armor box? Or sorry, ammo box?
Oh, Celery, welcome in, Celery. How are you? Thanks for being here. I'm curious what this link is. Oh, it's this guy. 1 month ago. What is it? Dungeon Soup?
Cut through the enchanted woods, they said. It's the quickest route, they said. I'm gonna starve out here, aren't I?
Hey there, hungry stranger.
Hello?
You look like you could use a bite to eat, traveler.
Yes, please. Do you have any food?
Well, it just so happens I have a scrumptious, most juiciest apple growing atop my branches.
This is sus. I'm very sus of this tree.
Get it. Yum.
Yeah, okay. What was that?
Oh, no, nothing. Come on, go get the apple. Look, it's getting juicier by the minute. I bet it'll taste so good.
It looks delicious.
Come on, just a little higher.
Bruh. Oh, oi, what was that?
Oh
What
my
was
God,
that?
I'm so sorry. Is your nose okay?
My nose? That wasn't my nose, you
Bruh.
Where's the apple?
Oh my
This
God,
is cooked.
you absolute moron! The apple was poison! It would have knocked you unconscious!
Why would you do that?
Because I'm an evil dryad, obviously!
Dryad?
I was gonna do unspeakable things to you.
Ugh.
Things
Dude, this
which
is
I'm
messed
now
up.
Clearly unable
Old
to
school, this
do.
video is messed
So
up,
I guess
dude.
I'll just kill you instead!
This is really messed up, Celery. What the heck?
Everything's gonna be okay, friend.
I like this guy.
Are you extracting my serum? Dude, that is so messed up! No, wait!
I'm not emotionally sure how I should react to the video. Yeah, it's kind of just freaking me out, to be honest.
He's ready. You're both sick in the head! Once I figure out how to transform back, you're... Are you gonna eat that?
No, I'm not. I'm not that hungry.
Wow, well that was, we watched that. At least the ending is nice.
Dude. I think that live ping actually makes it fucking harder to hit them.
Yep. I need to show you the full clip. Cringe warning though. The voice will make you want to tear your brains out.
That's so an AI voice.
God, what the fuck? That was nuts!
It's not that bad. I expected much worse.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
It's not making me want to tear my brains out. What is this, Celery? What is this? We need context. What are these random... Wait, what happened? Were you in a car accident? So you had a date? You were in a car accident? What? You're gonna have to explain that, dude. I'm also gonna delete the links.
How much of this game have you
Driving down a country road.
Hey, teammate. Whoa!
Did it take you home to the place you belong? And this guy climbs out of the bushes and stumbles across the road into a pole and knocks himself out. Has a mini seizure. Is he in a car or is he on foot? Stubbles. A guy climbs out of the bushes. So a guy just climbs out of the bushes on foot. Stumbles. I'm going to say that's the word you mean. Across the road into a pole, knocks himself out, and has a mini seizure. What the
Abyssal dagger.
What?
Oh my
goodness, guys.
I called 000 and had to help them load him into an ambulance. Bruh. Seriously, middle of nowhere. That's crazy.
Oh my god, I'm
Homie's
crying.
got freaking
Don't do the dishes, you don't have anything to eat off of.
dude, no one insta jumps between enemies like that. That just doesn't happen.
2,000 viewers and you're calling me famous.
Dude walked down a cliff to get where he was. What was wrong with him? Did you find out what was wrong, whether it was drugs or mental illness or both, or what was going on? Mental breakdown?
3TS, what the fish?
What the fish? What the actual fish, bro?
Yeah, I think we can pretty much all agree that he is absolutely cheating. I mean, there's no debate.
They don't know because he was knocked out for half an hour at least. Can't they, like, test the guy's blood for drugs? Completely unresponsive? That's bad. That's really bad.
Let's just call it what it is. The moment he moved towards the guy behind the rock was pretty
Is
much
it
enough
is
for
it
me to stop
ironic that
watching
this video is AI? Is that ironic? Is that ironic that this guy's like, oh, you know, this guy used a freaking robot to play the game for him, but this guy used the robot to make the video for him? Ambulance can't test blood for anything. That's a hospital job. So they probably know, but I guess you don't, huh? There you go. Yeah, this person's so cheating, bro.
You know, guys, today's video might end up being one of my most
See if the game
insane
launches for
and
me.
controversial videos of all goddamn
See, this is a human being speaking. The voice has a personality. Armin was his name. That seems... Why are we revealing his name? According to the ID in his wallet? I feel like you shouldn't be sharing that.
time, and I'm really excited to get into it and hear what you guys think about
I
this
shouldn't have
entire,
even
like,
said it.
cat girl VTuber cheating drama in Battlefield 6 and just cheating in general in gaming. Trust me, today's video is going to be absolutely insane, but before we get into it, I'm going to need you guys' help
You
with
do know how many people have that name? I feel like it's not a common name, and I feel like, you know, some people don't even want their first name revealed, bruh.
First of all, bitch slap the dog shit out of the like button right now. And number two,
Wow,
as of me recording
that's one
this
way of
right
telling
now,
people to like the
we
video.
are 16 subscribers away from 50 fucking thousand.
Whoa. Dude, have you guys seen this video, bro?
I'm sure within
That video
like
goes
an hour
off.
or two of this video going up, we're gonna hit 50 goddamn thousand. And guys, you know what to do down in the comments below. Hashtag Fully50. Please stay tuned for my next video and announcement because I have something fucking crazy for you guys for hitting this milestone. But
Can you
guys,
tell us his social security number? He was not white. Okay, why are we continuing to describe this guy? Celery says to Finn, no, he had only his license on him. Oh, poor Finn doesn't get to know the stranger's social security number. Oh.
without further ado, let's get into this situation. So this entire situation started out because this person decided to post a clip of them playing Battlefield 6. Now, before I show you this, let me just tell you right now, I do not care about the identity of this person. This is a
Fair.
clip that has gone
Based.
atomic viral all over social media. And
Oh,
wanna
I
make
had a
it
pen
clear that
explode in
lot
my
of people have been
pocket. Of
talking more
course.
about this person's identity or character online rather than the actual controversy at hand here. So let me just put this up right now on the screen.
I'm gonna
for
go
you
put this
guys.
pen straight in the
person named
bin.
Riley
Call me
CS
Hassan if you
says,
want.
the most locked in cat girl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6. And I'm gonna go ahead and share this clip with you guys, and I want your guys' honest opinions on what the fuck you're looking at here.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts! Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Now look, I know a lot of you guys are gonna have the exact same reaction about this person's, you know, character and image. And this is not a political video at all. You guys know I don't get political whatsoever here on the channel, but let me just be the one to say, I don't give a flying fuck what this person is or what they want to present themselves as. I don't care if you're a guy, a girl, a fucking frog. You could be Joe fucking Seacott. You could be my goddamn grandma.
Roaches, worms, butterflies, ants. Nigga, I don't like nothing.
If I catch you cheating in a video game, I'm going to have the exact same opinion of you, no matter what the fuck you are. So please, keep that in mind because I personally feel like the conversation has shifted away from the fact that this person may or may not be cheating. But with that being said,
Dubsky opinion. I don't care your gender. If you're cheating in a video game, you're a freaking loser. Jenny, why are you saying people's name? I just don't. Nice lady. Finn says, I will. You're gonna call me Hassan? Okay, bro. Celery says, perhaps Peep has a chance with the paramedic. We had Pizza Girl. What about Ambulance Girl? Well, she's not my Ambulance Girl, is she? Is she, mate? Streamer gone. Time to talk about tennis. That's your go-to. I actually like playing tennis. Did you recommend the stream and put in a good word for Peep? Well, yeah. The only way I'm really gonna have a chance with Ambulance Girl is if you recommend me, isn't it?
Did want to show you guys one part of this clip that I thought was extremely suspect, and that is this part right here that is shown by this guy named KLG Heated. He says, in case y'all needed evidence of wall hacks and aimbot, here it is. Flicking isn't cheating, but flicking at dudes through objects is cheating.
Yup. Yes, sir. Dude, I got black ink on my beautiful
Now, I'd
mouse.
like to be as objective as possible when I say this part because, look, as a controller...
I just don't like sharing anyone's personal information without their consent. Old school.
God knows how long.
I mean,
the last
celery.
6 Call of Duty games have really just been pure and utter brain rot, especially when it comes to aim assist. So on a controller, pretty much everybody looks like they have 0 fucking recoil and that they can just flick on anybody. But when you play keyboard and mouse, and especially when you play a game other than Call of Duty, I can see why people think it is extremely suspect when people are flicking left and right super fast with 0 recoil. You know, a lot of us simply just don't understand what it's like to actually be on keyboard and mouse. Now, with that being said, I personally am under the belief that up until that portion where this person flicked onto a rock, I didn't really think this person was cheating. This is something that I've seen my own friends do who I know are not cheating. This is something that I've seen other content creators be able to do where they flick left and right extremely fast. And the fact of the matter is, it's just always going to look suspect. Now,
I just don't think that a human being is flicking onto everyone's head instantly. I've definitely seen impressive gameplay where, yes, okay, they shoot this person in the head and they shoot this person in the head, but it's the instantaneous movement from one head to the other, and especially through the freaking walls that is extremely, like, there's always at least a little overshoot. Yeah, I think usually there's a slight overshoot and a correction, but this person, it's like their reticle is just teleporting between heads through walls.
The part where they actually lock onto a rock and there just so happens to be a person right behind it that is not visible, I think that part of the clip needs to be heavily analyzed by actual people. And I think that
by actual people, guys. They need to analyze it by actual people. None of these fake people, guys. I'm so sick and tired of all these fake people that aren't actually people. They need to use actual people.
Actually determine whether or not that portion right there was a result of somebody cheating and using software. Now, here's where shit gets kind of crazy, and trust me, we're gonna talk more about like anti-cheat and, you know, cheating in general in gaming. But just to add a little bit more to the controversy, this person, Riley, ended up using hand cam footage on the streams, and they got fucking banned regardless. Now, I'm hearing rumors that Riley's back. I don't know. I'm not gonna go look into the stream and see what's going on in there, but from my perspective,
the good cheats have built in like minor overshoot or like aren't 100% accurate. They're 85% accurate to headshots, so some miss. Yeah, I guess that's a lot harder to detect, but I wonder if they make those little mistakes in the exact same way every time, and that's something that they could pick up on. Also, I thought the whole point of this Battlefield 6 TPM going into your BIOS, turning the TPM thing on, was that people wouldn't be cheating. So now I'm annoyed. I can't even play it because I can't get my TPM to work, and people are still cheating in the game. And then Celery just added to what he's already said, saying, looks a lot less sus. Finn says Twitch banned them for cheating, but they still haven't been banned on Battlefield 6. Well, they should definitely be banned on Battlefield 6 if Twitch is banning them. Shouldn't Battlefield be the most uptight about people cheating? Eva says, I will have to go for now, Peep. See you later. Have a wonderful rest of your stream. Fare thee well, Eva. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a real one. Thanks for keeping us going when other homies weren't really chatting yet. Appreciate that about you, Eva. Appreciate that about you very much. You're a real one. You're doing the Lord's work by keeping the stream alive. Celery says, any game with that level of anti-cheat, I just refuse to play. But is it not better that they're doing everything they can to stop cheating? I mean, maybe they're not doing everything they can to stop cheating if they haven't banned this person. But I don't know. If the TPM thing just worked, I wouldn't really be complaining. Anti-cheat can lick my butt. Why are people so against anti-cheat? Is it like a privacy concern? No, I don't want any program having BIOS level access. Does anti-cheat really have BIOS level access? I thought you just had to have TPM on just so that your operating system didn't allow any unsigned programs to run. That's all I thought that was. Magic Flash says, any game with a kernel level anti-cheat is a major red flag, but I also don't play FPS. See, I really like FPS. Kernel level anti-cheat is so exploitable. Well, look, I really enjoyed my time with Battlefield 6, and I am going to be trying to get my TPM working again. But I absolutely respect anyone's choice to not play the game because of the anti-cheat. I think what I believe is people should stand by what they believe, and they should make their decisions based on what they believe. And if you're adamantly against system-level anti-cheat, then don't play the game. Don't buy the game. Be vocal about feeling that way. Maybe I just don't understand it enough for it to bother me. Celery says, I played Battlefield 1. That was the last one I played. The last one I played before this, I think, was Battlefield 4. I enjoyed Battlefield 3. I obviously enjoyed the Bad Company 1 and 2 games. I thought they were great. I played Battlefield 4. I didn't like it as much as 3, but I thought it was pretty good. And Finn says, I'm on PC now. Congratulations, Finn. I love to hear it. Always happy when someone moves to the ultimate platform. I had a little era where I thought maybe the Series X was good. But I see the light yet again. PC is the place to be.
If you're getting banned, it's one of two reasons. Number one, you've actually been found to be cheating. Or number two, a bunch of people are mass reporting you, which I could honestly see given by the fact that this shit has like 50 fucking million goddamn views. I honestly wouldn't really be surprised. Now, here's the thing about a game like Battlefield 6. Just to pivot the conversation away from this particular controversy onto something that is actually related to everybody that's watching today's video or who has played Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty or any game in general. Battlefield 6 uses an anti-cheat called Javelin, and according to reports, EA says Battlefield 6 anti-cheat has prevented over 330,000 attempts at cheating since the beta started.
How do they even know that? How do they know that?
That is a ridiculous fucking number. Now, just to put this into perspective a little bit more, this is a tweet that comes out from the Tactical Brit. It appears Battlefield 6 anti-cheat combined with Secure Boot is very aggressive in deploying tool sets similar to the industry diamond Valorant's Vanguard, which is fucking crazy. Factor in paid price tag and cheaters will struggle to get off the ground. We may see some in the free-to-play segment of the game, but this is a resounding W.
Hang on.
Looks like
Battlefield
Javelin
6
isn't here to mess about.
Battlefield 6 has free to play? Is there a battle royale in Battlefield 6? I didn't even know that.
Gone as far to
wait. Hold it down. BF6 free to play element. Battlefield 6 is not a free to play game. Hang on. Wait, when I spelled it incorrectly, I got an AI answer? I don't even buy modern games. Well, that's up to you, Celery. That's up to you. You don't have to buy modern games. There are some modern games I like. No one does anymore, apparently, because game sales are way down. Yeah, that is true. Apparently, most people are playing like Fortnite, Minecraft, GTA 5. I think a lot of people are going to buy GTA 6, though, to be fair. Battlefield 6 is not a free-to-play game. It will be available for purchase on PC, PS5, Series X, and will have a full price tag. While there was an open beta available for a limited time, it has now concluded, and access to the full game will require purchase. I believe there's going to be more open betas, so that's not actually correct. Classic AI being wrong. Finn says, I'm waiting for a few upcoming games. Which games are you waiting for? Celery says, I'm not buying GTA 6. Okay, bro. Don't buy GTA 6, but I'm probably going to buy it. Magic Flash says in response to Celery saying no one does buy new games anymore, Flash says, agree. The last game I bought was Plants vs. Zombies and was like 4 weeks ago. Yeah, I think we play safer bets. I mean, the economy's pretty bad. I feel like games overall in general are a lot worse than they used to be. And so I think it makes sense that people aren't really that interested in new games in general. But new good games still come out. Like, you know, people were giving Donkey Kong Bonanza like 10s and 9s and stuff. I want to play that just when I have the money to buy a Switch 2. Finn says, I want Tomodachi Life 2 to play with my hacking me's. Yeah, that sounds like, you know, something. Sorry says, games prices go up, cost of living too high, I'd rather buy a VHS tape. Well, bro, you buy your VHS tapes. I'm not going to buy any VHS tapes, but you buy as many VHS tapes as you want. I'm probably going to freaking buy some games, blood. But, you know, it is what it is. Not free-to-play, open beta period for release. Yeah, so I don't even know. Free-to-play element? I guess, is that just referring to the beta when they say free-to-play element? Well, Secure Boot is very aggressive in deploying tool sets similar to the industry Diamond, Valorant, Vanguard. Factor in a paid price tag and cheaters will struggle to get off the ground. Well, yeah, we might see less cheating when people have to pay $110 to play the game. And they don't want to get their $110 freaking account that has the game banned, right? Finn says, Ghost of Tsushima sequel is coming out in 2 months. I don't care at all. I was kind of interested in the original Ghost of Tsushima, but y'all can hate me as much as you want, but I just don't like playing games as a female character. So he says, I hope the entire game industry flops and dies. I don't think you actually want that. Wouldn't you be much happier if they just made good games and they weren't overpriced? Wouldn't that make you happier?
Ban DS4 Windows.
Wait, where did I get up to in reading this? We may see some in the free-to-play segment of the game. Must mean the beta. But this is a resounding W. Looks like Javelin isn't here to mess about. They've even gone as far as to ban DS for Windows, and it looks like Rewazd and other cheese software will be hit day one. Finn says, action is action in my eyes. Oh, yeah, I don't expect anyone else to feel the way I feel. I don't expect other dudes to be like, yes, I will never play a game as a female character. It's just something I don't enjoy, personally. Celery says, nope. I legit think, like Hollywood, the entire thing is rotten to the core. Yeah, I think Hollywood's more rotten to the core. I mean, I think a lot of particularly Western studios are rotten to the core. A lot of the stuff going on at Microsoft seems pretty rotten to the core. But I'm not going to just refuse to believe that good games can still come out. I think they still come out. Celery says, where's Luigi when you need him? I don't like what you're implying in that. Flash says, I don't remember who said it, but a lot of the gaming industry is just held together by indie games like Minecraft and Balatro, or very creative games like GTA. Yeah, Balatro was good. I really enjoyed Balatro. I thought that was an absolute banger. Yeah. What was the other one? Minecraft, yeah. Minecraft definitely isn't indie anymore, though, now that it's owned by Microsoft. But it was when it came out.
And it looks like WASD and other cheap.
I have Fallout New Vegas. I'm set for life. That just isn't true, Celery. You can't just play the same game your whole life. You just can't. And I know that you want to believe that you can, but you just can't. You'll get sick of it at some point.
These softwares will also be hit day one. Now, just to clarify, that is not for the beta. That is for day one of launch. there's certain softwares that are just not going to be allowed. Like, I know a lot of people use DS4 Windows, and before people come out here trying to criticize and accuse the Scat Master, I have never once cheated in any video game before, but unfortunately when I first got my PC last year, I've always been a console kid, people were telling me, hey, if you're gonna use a controller, especially a PS5 Edge controller, you gotta download DS4
Edge controller,
Windows so you
dude?
can actually use the controller. Now, I did, and then when I realized that people were using that software to get cheats, I deleted that bullshit off and I found a different method of being able to use my controller, which is through the PlayStation app or some shit like that. But this move by EA tells me that they're really not here to play around with anybody who could potentially cheat in the game, considering one, they won't even allow you to use DS4 Windows when Call of Duty...
Flash says, trust me, Pokemon Red is good enough for me. To reason why I have around 200 hours in it. That's wild, Flash. What about Pokemon Fire Red? Like, Fire Red is just a better game, Blood. Like, at least play Fire Red. And then what about all the ROM hacks, Blood? I feel like that's, no. That's where it's at. Celery just says, yeah, I'm good. Well, I mean, you guys do whatever you want, but I'm going to play new games if they're good.
And some other games, they do allow you to. Not only that, but they require you to have secure boot on your PC, which I know a lot of people have had problems with. I thankfully have not, but some people
But nothing
can't
but
even
problems
load
with secure
into their
boot.
PC.
It's freaking broken. Flash said, trust me about the Pokemon Red. Finn says, dog, I can't think of a more torturous game to play than Gen 1 Pokemon games. Ha! It's definitely not the best Pokemon experience. Like, I can understand being, like, nostalgic for Gen 1, but, like, everything about Fire Red is better. I can't think of a single reason to play Pokemon Red over Pokemon Fire Red. Celery says, I have 800 hours in New Vegas on Steam and, like, 3,000 plus on 360. Finn says, so slow, very stall heavy.
After enabling secure boot, like, that's how intense of a fucking thing secure boot could be on your PC, especially when you're trying to play a simple ass video game. And on top of that, in the beta alone, which is only a couple of days, they were able to stop 330,000 fucking attempts of cheating in the game.
I think that's a random number, dude.
Now, I've still seen clips of people cheating, shout out to Hoppa and everybody else that's exposing these motherfuckers, but when it comes to the controversy behind Riley and what appears to be this person cheating and locking onto people through objects, even though they're flicking around, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm the Scat Master and I usually have every single fucking answer, but I'm kind of stumped on this one because on one hand, the anti-cheat in Battlefield 6 actually appears to be somewhat reliable, even though it's not
I'm the Scat Master. Skip it up, dot up, dope. Skim dim dub dot up, dope. Ski up, dub dot up, dope. Ski bub 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 up, ski up bub bub up. I'm the Scat Master. Ski bub bub bub.
Perfect, and we're gonna get into the imperfections very soon. And on the other hand, despite the flicking that I can understand from a lot of keyboard and mouse players, flicking onto somebody through a wall or an object or a fucking
that's what
rock
I'm
on the
saying,
map,
blood.
and there just so happens to be a person directly behind, I'm not gonna lie, man, it's pretty fucking sus. Now, before people think I'm glazing Battlefield 6 for their anti-cheat, or they think that I'm coming out here saying that there's no cheaters in Battlefield 6, therefore this Riley character cannot be cheating, I'm not saying any of that. I honestly would not be surprised in the fucking slightest if Riley actually is cheating. And once again, that rock clip looks very fucking sus. But on top of that, I'm not saying the anti-cheat in Battlefield 6 is perfect, because it's just not. It's simply not. No anti-cheat, in my opinion, can be perfect. Now, are there some things that you can do to make your anti-cheat look a lot more reliable than some other anti-cheats out there that exist in the market? Absolutely, but here's one thing that you cannot factor in. You cannot factor
Call of Duty.
in the variable that there exists some weird-ass fucking virgins out there in the world that can legitimately not play a video game without fucking cheating. Dumbass! Let me make my stance on this extremely clear. If you cheat in a video game, it doesn't matter what the game is. It could be dog shit games like COD that aim for you anyways, where cheating is already pointless, or a game like Battlefield 6, or fucking Pikmin. I don't care what the game is. If you're cheating in a game, your life fucking sucks. With that being said,
Yeah,
if there's a
facts.
cheating infestation in Battlefield 6 the same way that it's in COD, you're not gonna hear me glaze Battlefield 6. You're gonna hear me tear it a new fucking ass. Because that's what the Scat Master does. And with the news that Battlefield 6 is going to have a free-to-play BR, I like the fact that it's free-to-play, and I would recommend that the game itself, the multiplayer, also be free-to-play, but I can already see the issues with it being free-to-play, because it happens in dumpster juice gooch sweat games like Warzone.
Celery says, I mean, that just is you swearing. You just put a 1 instead of an I. Like COD. Well, tell me this guy's a Battlefield fanboy. Flash says, I bought Pokemon Red when I was 14 for the 3DS. Late to the game. No way I'm playing 200 plus hours on OG Game Boy. And it was one of the only 3DS digital games I had next to Lego Batman 3 and my unholy Nintendo DS game collection. Please play Pokemon Fire Red. Please play Pokemon Fire Red. So it says, man plays with a controller on PC. What a dork. He swore peep. Dude, you need to chill. Celery, I don't need to chill. You need to not swear in my chat.
It's free to play, so it really costs you nothing to get banned and then come back because you don't need to purchase another copy of the game. And I think that similar trait is going to exist in Battlefield 6's Battle Royale, and it would suck to see that game be infested with...
To be fair, I also bought Pokemon Red on 3DS. I feel like that's just not the best way to experience Gen 1.
hackers because it has potential to be something incredible. So I'm curious to see if Javelin Anti-Cheat can actually prevent cheaters and hackers at a very significant level from disturbing and ruining other people's experiences the way that it happens in Call of Duty and Warzone, which is their direct competition. So I would hope they actually invest a ton of resources into their anti-cheat.
When it comes to even quoting the theme you literally watching the stream. Bro, I just don't want people to swear in my chat. It's not that complicated.
Fortunately, Call of Duty doesn't. But hopefully Battlefield 6 does, and hopefully the next time there's a situation with a person like Riley where they're flicking left and right and it looks sus, my hope is that Javelin Anti-Cheat is able to actually determine whether or not this person is cheating or if they literally just have ridiculous aim through flicking on their keyboard and mouse, which a lot of people can do. And on top of that, if it comes out that this person is cheating, I would hope Battlefield 6 and EA and Javelin Anti-Cheat can expose this potential fraud for what the fuck they are.
Bro, your receptors is down, homie. Your receptors is down.
But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about all this. What are your thoughts on this controversy surrounding Riley and Battlefield 6? And what are your thoughts on people cheating in games in general? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace. Peace. Well. Oh, Inside's almost downloaded. They say if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Who says that, though? That's bad. That's just bad. That's just a bad thing. Do you think that, Finn? Do you honestly think that if you're not cheating, you're not trying? Do you genuinely think that? Because that just ain't right. That just ain't right. Cheating is bad. No one should cheat. The world would be a better place if no one cheated and everyone was just honest and did the right thing. The world would be a better place. Well, yes. So there's definitely people cheating in Battlefield 6. There's definitely people cheating in Battlefield 6. And that sucks. And it sucks that I can't even run the freaking game because of the TPM stuff. I'm sure I can figure it out at some point. Doom. Yeah. Cheating is bad. I guess Inside's probably done now? Probably done. It's probably done. It's probably done. What do we got here? Dude, one of the homies that voted for Inside isn't even here anymore, though. Do people still want me to play Inside? Flash says, I do want to mention 200 plus hours was a Nuzlocke and goofing off. I bought Crystal close to the eShop closing. Oh, Dark BMXs has redeemed. Okay. Okay, alright, guys. You gotta give me a second. Give me a second to gather myself. Let me just do this. Hello. I am Ben Shapiro. Facts don't care about your feelings. Dark BMXers. Dark BMXers, welcome in, Dark BMXers. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I am the amazing Ben Shapiro. Is my wife a doctor? My wife is a doctor. And if you have a wet-ass P word, so bad that you need a mop, that is a medical condition, okay? That is a medical condition. And how are you, Dark BMXers? How are you? That's what I need to know. Magic Flash says, I do want to mention 200 plus hours was a Nuzlocke and goofing off. I bought Crystal close to the eShop closing, but never beat it or had the motivation to. I have played other Pokemon games. I bought Standard Moon, but I haven't really touched it. And beat and filled the regional Pokedex. I played a handful of ROM hacks. Ben says, I'll give you that. Pokemon Crystal is class. And yes, I think there is still an argument to be made for playing Pokemon Crystal. Absolutely, there's an argument for playing Pokemon Crystal. Even though I would say that Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver are great remasters of classic games. Dark BMXer says, I'm doing okay. Better now that Shapiro is here. Well, never fear, Shapiro is here. Bro's looking devious right now. Let me assure you, Dark BMXers, I am not devious. I am Ben Shapiro. Thank you for that, Ben Shapiro. It was a good time. Did you know his wife is a doctor, by the way? Of course, I know. My wife is a doctor. You don't have to remind me that my wife is a doctor, because I know that, because she's my wife. So why would you need to tell me that my wife's a doctor? Okay? I know my wife's a doctor. And I also know that facts don't care about your feelings. And so my wife is always a doctor. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. She'll always be a doctor. And the only other thing I want to say is that we must support the great nation of Israel. Yo, how's everyone doing? Dark BMX says, I was beaten with facts and logic, dying. Finn says, amen. Facts and dare I say it, logic. Yes, it's all true. He was here. The real Shapiro, he was here. and he destroyed everyone. 150 IQ, Ben Shapiro was here. It feels nice to relax though and just speak normally. Oh, Magic Flash. Okay, bro. I see you. Okay. Out here in the wild, I have nothing to drink but my own piss. It's been 11 days and 4 years. I'm stranded in the wilderness. My electrolytes are getting very depleted as I'm recycling the same electrolytes over and over by drinking my urine again and again in a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle of electrolytes and urine. It's all I can consume is electrolytes and urine. I am lost in my local strip mall. Oh no, I better drink my own urine. A bottle of water costs £2 in this strip mall. So the only choice I have is to make my way to the male bathroom, to the urinal. Okay, that was way more than 21 seconds. Way more than 21 seconds, guys. Man, I'm so cold. I've pumped my heating all the way up and I'm still very cold. Bro Peep. Bear Grylls was just here. You just missed him. He was here like 16 seconds ago. That's crazy. I think he just has a pee drinking fetish. Well, who can say? Who can say? Would you be able to survive without drinking your own urine? Who knows? We may never know. We may never know whether or not you'd be able to survive without drinking your own urine. Unless you get put in that situation. It just, you know, maybe one day that will be you. And you'll be left with no choice, and people will make fun of you for drinking your own urine. And maybe then you'll understand. Maybe that's the day that you'll come to understand that sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, and it doesn't mean you necessarily have a urine drinking fetish. BMXer says, I think I would enjoy drinking Megan Fox's circa Transformers 1 movie. I think Megan Fox is very attractive in Transformers 1, but I kind of don't care how attractive someone is. I wouldn't want to drink their urine. But I mean, Doc, if that's what you're into, Doc, if that's what you're into, you know, that's what you're into, I guess, you know? That's all you. That's all you, buddy. That's all you. You can, you know, you can fantasize about that, I guess. But yes, I've never really been into that. Dark says, no, I'm not into it. But a man's got to do what a man's got to do. Well, I don't even know what you, like, you don't have to drink anyone's urine. So I don't even know. I just don't even... Okay, chat. Would you rather, in a survival situation, have to drink your own urine, or Transformers 1 Megan Fox's urine? Wait, I don't want to drink Megan Fox's urine? I don't want to drink Megan Fox's urine. And in the scenario I just posed, so Dark would rather drink Megan Fox's urine. If I in a survival situation had the choice between drinking my own urine and drinking Megan Fox's urine, I would drink my own urine. Okay, guys? Because if you're going to get some kind of disease or something, you're going to get it from the other person's urine. And also I was going to say something I'm not going to say. Well, I might be tired Peep tonight. I might be tired, unfiltered Peep. preferring to drink my own unfiltered urine as opposed to Megan Fox's. Dark says, Megan Fox probably has more electrolytes in her urine though. Not more than me. I drink electrolytes. I drank electrolytes last night. I drank electrolytes this morning. I have electrolytes in my urine. I have a significant amount of electrolytes in my urine. I bet you I have more electrolytes in my urine than Megan Fox. I bet you, bro. Especially Megan Fox circa Transformers 1. I don't think the electrolyte hype was quite where it is today, back then. How are we going with all this? Hey. Dark has redeemed some... Hey, freaking hydrate redeem. I need some water. That means I need to get my water. Dark, how long have you been secretly lurking in my stream to have all these points? Oh, I feel uncomfortable in my bottom. What is that? What is that? That hurts. Did I just sit on one of my own butt hairs and it hurt? I think I just sat on my own butt hair and it hurt. I'm gonna snooze this ad. I'm gonna snooze this ad. And
I need some water.
he's gonna talk about tennis. Ah, he's back that quickly. I was given 10K as a signing up bonus. What? What? What are you talking about, Doc? 10,000 PP points? For signing up to what? I have a suspicion that what you're talking about isn't true. I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not giving away 10,000 PP points for signing up to anything. What? I literally just put my water bottle down, bruh. But I guess...
I need some water.
Dog says, yeah, Twitch gave me 10,000 channel points in every channel as a signing up bonus. As in for making a Twitch account? What do you mean signing up bonus? Signing up to what? What did you sign up for? They gave you 10k channel points in every channel. I would like to have 10k channel points in every channel. That sounds nice. Signing up for their newsletter. Can you just sign up and then unsubscribe and then you have 10,000 channel points in every channel? That sounds good, bruh. That sounds good. Oh, wait on. Just a signing bonus. Well, was that recent? Because maybe I should do that. Maybe I should sign up for the newsletter. Maybe I should sign up for the newsletter, bro. 10k channel points? I'd be so much closer. I'd be 10% closer to a lot of people's VIP. Buying people's VIP. Oh, it's 3 years ago. What? That's not fair. I don't know if... yeah, it probably doesn't exist anymore, I bet. I bet it doesn't exist anymore. I bet it doesn't exist anymore. Mildly politically questioned, the color purple or the color green? I think aesthetically, I prefer the color purple. Aesthetically, I think purple's a nicer color. Although I do have an olive green t-shirt I really like. Purple is superior. I almost wonder if I like purple more because I like Twitch a lot. But purple is a good looking color, regardless. Purple is superior, says Dark. Purple is superior. 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 Do people still want to watch me play Inside? Because I know that at least one of the people that voted for me to play Inside left the stream. At least one of the people that voted for me to play Inside left the freaking stream. Let me do this. What do you feel like doing? I maybe just yapping, but I don't know. Like, what do you guys want to yap about? I don't even know what I would want to yap about. Play outside if you want. Well, guys, everything I'll ever do, I do for you. La-da-da-da-da, she's got the look. Okay? You guys know about this? I could do... Should I do another? Oh, Dark says... I have to get going on my way now. Take care, Peep. Have a good night, my guy. Well, guess before you go anywhere, Dark BMXers. There's a shout out. If you want to see a man react to a show called Below Deck, then you want to follow Dark BMXers. You want to drop him a follow. What a guy. What an amazing guy. What a great guy. Yeah. Is there anything that anyone particularly would like to yap about? I don't know. Is there anything I particularly want to yap about? I don't think so. I don't think I have anything particularly top of mind. I don't know that I can think of. Oh, thank you, Peep. Saw you in there last night. Yeah, I be peeking in. I don't even know if I chatted. Was I just lurking? I don't know if I chatted, but I was peeping in. I don't mind having a little peep in. Yeah, they have some sexually attractive people on that Below Deck show. They do have that on there. Yeah. So you all should all follow Dark BMXers. Look at this guy. Look at this freaking guy. I like this dolphin background picture. It reminds me of like the Dreamcast or something.
I don't know when I did that.
Echo the Dolphin or something. I don't even know. What a guy. Yeah, that show looks... Oh, he plays Black Ops Zombies. Okay, I like Black Ops Zombies. Ooh. Alright, hold it down. I think I might just load up Inside and just see what it's like. Although the only thing is, I feel like leaving the just chatting category is a bit of a debuff. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's a bit of a debuff. And I guess I only really got King because homie was sort of like, I had one homie in the chat and he was like, oh, you're gonna play a game? And so I felt like, oh, I should look after this one guy. I don't know. What is there even to say? Life feels busy. I think I like that. Life feels busy. I think I like it. I think I'd like to be slightly less busy than I am. I think I'd like to have a little bit of not doing anything time each day. I feel like I'm not going to get that today. I don't know. I don't have to get up early tomorrow, which is nice. Subscriber goal. These homies have a subscriber goal. Guys, you need to get me to... how many subscribers is that? 20... Hang on, what? Is that a... Hang on, if that's 100, that's 1,000. That's 10,000, 200,000. Guys, we need to get me to 200,000 subscribers, okay? Can we get me to 200,000 subscribers? That's kind of weird that that's even there. Guys, I need 200,000 subscribers. Stat. I guess if they're the person making the music, I guess. Why not? Why not? It just aesthetically diminishes from the experience of having the video full screened on the stream. I feel like. What is Zero Distractions chill step mix? Although it feels a little weird for a white boy with dark hair sitting on computer to have a background of white boy with dark hair sitting on computer. That feels a little weird, no? Feels a little weird, though. Feels a little weird, though. Link's Never-Ending Journey. Oh. That's a vibe. I vibe that. I vibe that, bruh. I be like totally vibing it and that, right? Blood? Be like totally vibing in that, right? Ah, music stuff tomorrow. Stuff. There's always stuff. There's always stuff to do. What about you guys? Do you guys like being busy all the time? Do you guys like being not busy all the time? I feel like there's definitely a balance, right? Before I started streaming, I feel like I did spend too much time kind of sitting around doing nothing. I think what I miss the most is like going for morning walks and not having to be home by even a particular time. Just, I kind of miss being unemployed and just freaking going for a walk, you know? Although I gotta say, back then I did always feel this pressure like I had to. I also didn't have any money. Having no money kind of sucks. It's too dramatic. I was worried this was going to be too dramatic. It feels very dramatic. And also there is going to be an ad that I can't snooze in like 52 seconds. And you'll know how to not have an ad. Finn says, I need a job. Well, Finn, you're pretty young, aren't you? You're pretty young. I didn't get my first job until I was 18. I think it's really good to get a job young, though. I think it's a really good thing to do. See, I think my experience, the way I did it was not a good way to do it. Midnight Osaka rain. I just don't like when there's rain in it. Majora's Mask ambiance. Ambiance. Oh, this is cool. Is it too toony? I dropped out of school and then went straight into full-time work. And that was a weird way to experience that. And so I just hated work as soon as I started doing it, basically. Yeah, I definitely don't want lyrics. What was this one? Kraboppy? Oh, that's pretty chill. Just kind of chilling out. We kind of vibing now. It's almost too upbeat. Oh, this one's good though. This Gen 5 one. This is pretty good. You must go. Fare thee well, celery. Sorry for having to time you out, but I just don't want to argue with people about the chat rules because they just are the rules. And I hope you can accept that, and I hope we can continue to have fun together on the stream. Flash says, what do you think my color flavor association? Red equals tomato. I think for me, let me do mine before I even look at yours. For me, red, I'm going to go cherry. I'm going to say pink is strawberry. Orange is orange. Yellow is banana. Green is lime. Light blue, like a cyan, sort of light blue. I think of like a cool... I could see it as bubblegum flavor. I could see bubblegum flavor or like an ice flavor. And then regular blue would be blueberry. Purple would be grape is what comes to mind first. Grape, I like grape flavor. Did you list other colors? You got red. Hang on, what do you have? Red is tomato soup. Orange is vitamin C tablet. Well, vitamin C tablet tastes like orange. The fruit. But I see that. Yellow equals yellow snow. As in urine? As in ice that someone urinated on? Green equals grass. Blue equals crayon. Purple equals grape. What food do you associate with certain colors? Brown is chocolate. Okay. Black is licorice. white. I'm thinking about like a white jelly bean. It doesn't really taste like much. Milk? Milk flavor? Vanilla? White should probably be vanilla, I feel like. Yeah, I think white should be vanilla. I don't know. I do like colors. I like colors and I like flavors. I like banana. I really like, I wear this hair mask. It smells like banana. It's all yellow. It smells like banana. I like that. I like it smells like a banana milkshake, to be honest. I like my hair smelling like a banana milkshake. Today I was thinking I should have put more of it in because my hair was so poofy and floofy. It was so dry and floofy. And I think it's because I did it before bed. I think if I do it before bed, I need to put more in. Well, that was a thrilling tidbit of information I just shared. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess if I streamed myself learning the songs, the band songs, I'd have to go to the music category, which I don't really want to do. I don't think I want to do that. I don't know. I think one of the things I've been thinking about being busy, like working all the time, I think it's funny because when I'm not working at all, I feel bad about that. I feel guilty about that. I have this intense feeling that I need to get my life together. Now that I am working a lot, at least at the moment, it makes me feel like I wish I had a significant other, to be honest. Because I feel like the thing I want to do when am actually relaxing after a long day at work, I'd like to spend time with a significant other is what I would like to do. But I don't have one. I don't know where to get one. I don't know where you get one of these significant others. Sometimes I look at the apps. I don't know. Do you guys get into the apps? Sometimes I look at the apps. But I never really find anyone. I never really find anyone on the apps that feels like someone that I could actually really like. You know what I mean? I never find anyone like that. So I don't know. I don't even know if it's even worth bothering with the apps. I mean, my last girlfriend was from one of the apps, but I did leave my hometown when I matched with her. I was outside of my hometown when I matched with her. So maybe I just need to freaking leave this town, maybe. Maybe that's the answer. How are the people at work? Anyone nice there? At my work, I think everyone is nice. Which is actually, I'm getting shivers down my spine saying that because that's crazy. Like, when do you work somewhere and everyone is nice? It wasn't always the case there. There definitely used to be people that weren't nice, but we just did a team building day today, and literally everyone was nice. Everyone's nice at my work, which is crazy. Crazy. And it makes a huge difference, honestly. Working somewhere where everyone's nice, I just feel so thankful for that right now. But yeah, you do say that you need a job there, Finn. Can I ask how old you are? You don't have to say, but I'm curious. I wish I started work before I left school. I think that would have been good for me to work before I left school. I could have had some pocket money or whatever. Yeah, no. I could have bought myself some nice stuff. One of the things I didn't like about school was there was a very particular school uniform with the school insignia and the collar was a certain color and stuff like that. And my dad, he just got me a plain polo that was the same color generally, but it was actually a pretty different color. It was the same color. It was a different shade of the same color. And I feel like it just made me not look as good as the rest of the freaking kids at school. And to the point where people would actually call me plain shirt. People would be like, "Oi, plain shirt. What are you doing, mate?" Finn says 25. I've worked before, but I need to start thinking of long-term employment. Yeah, 25, you want to start getting your life together. I mean, I'm 28. I don't know. I mean, what does it even mean to get your life together? I guess it's different for different people. I'm a really creative guy. I'm not even that interested in doing anything that's not creative. So that's why I stream. That's why I'm in a band. That's why I spent a very long time writing a comic book, and then I realized it was going to be too much work to draw it, and so I just have put that back on the back burner, as I always do. But yeah, I guess, Finn, you want to think about what kind of thing do you want to do for the rest of your life? What do you care about most? What gifts do you feel that you have that are going to have the most positive impact on the world? You know? What are the things that only you could do? You know? These are the things. These are the things we should be thinking about. And then, like, what's your dream job? If you could hit a button and have a particular job, and maybe don't even think about what the income would be. Maybe just think about what you would actually want to do the most. And then think about how you make that job happen. And how you make the income from that job good. I feel like most of my skills are mostly in business management, but I want to try and get an entry-level accounting job. Well, is that what you're into? Because I mean, I feel like people definitely want accountants. People want accountants. It's one of the first hires in like a startup or a small business. It's like the person running the business just doesn't actually want to do the accounting, so they want someone else to do it. So you could absolutely get an accounting job, I feel like. And your skills are in business management. Why don't you open a business if your skills are in business management? And what kind of business would you like to open? I feel like just open a business, dude. Even if it completely fails, I feel like the experience you will get from that is so valuable. Because like people will spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on university, right? With no chance of freaking just making a whole bunch of money then and there. But you could open a business, have the chance of making a lot of money. You might lose it all. You might make a ton. But I think you're better off, and you're getting practical in-world real experience just opening up a business. At 25, what a great perfect time to start, dude. And then in 5 years when you're like 30 I mean, you could have heaps of money by the time you're 30. Finn says, Puerto Rico isn't really a haven for upstarts. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. It's not like government over-regulation, is it? I feel like, I don't know. We have government over-regulation here in Australia that makes it hard to start up businesses, but people still do it. Start a business. Also, there's always a million reasons not to do something. Like, you can think of anything that you want to do in your life, and you can come up with as many reasons as you want why not to do it. I think sometimes we're much better off just doing the things that we want to do, rather than coming up with the reasons why not to do them. Because you can just always come up with the reasons not to do it. Like streaming, for instance. I could be like, well, you know, it takes a lot of time, and I need time for other things in my day, or, oh, I feel like it's bad for my privacy or whatever, and strangers are watching me, or, oh, it takes a lot of energy, and I would like to have that energy, or it's sitting in a chair, so it's bad for my health, or whatever. Or it's parasocial, it's not healthy, I should be spending time with people in real life. Like, whatever the thing is, you can always come up with like unlimited reasons not to do it. So I feel like there's actually no point in that exercise. I mean, you could do it in a more productive sense where you come up with the pros and cons of doing anything, and then you just come up with more considered answers as to why you would or wouldn't do something. But unless you're like sitting down with pen and paper, writing down pros and cons of whether or not to do something, you're probably in your head just coming up with reasons not to do something. Start a business in Puerto Rico. Register your business, attain a merchant registration certificate, and potentially other permits depending on your specific industry. You'll always need to appoint a legal representative and establish a corporate structure. Starting in Puerto Rico harder than other countries? Yo, Deem the Yapper. G'day everybody, how are y'all doing? Is it Deem? I want to say Deem. Am I saying that right? Deem the Yapper, welcome in. Welcome in, thanks for being here. I thought with that name you would be, I thought you might be a streamer. So I clicked on your profile. But it doesn't look like you are. But thanks for being here. DH me? The Yapper? Thanks for being here. You pronounce it Dami. Dami the Yapper. And how are you, Dami the Rapper? And how did you find this stream? Finn says, to be fair, my aunt and uncle started a business selling fruits and veggies. Do you want to work for your aunt and uncle, or do you want to have your own business, or what do you want to do? You could probably account for your aunt and uncle, no? Oh, I'm starting to get tired. But yeah, you could probably do accounting for your aunt and uncle for the fruit business. It's expanded to the point where they sell juices for clubs all across the island. That's kind of based. Your aunt and uncle aren't going to be around forever, you know? Someone's going to have to inherit the business or take on the business. Otherwise, the business kind of dies with them also. I don't know. Is that something you want to do? Do you want to be a part of a fruit selling business? Part of a juice selling business? Is that something you're into? Is that something you can get around? Get down and get around? I should wait them out, you reckon? Well, I wouldn't put it that way. Waiting it out sounds like it's some kind of sinister thing, like you're just sort of waiting around like a vulture to freaking steal their treasure or whatever. I think if you want to work for their business, if you're interested in being a part of a fruit and juice selling business, I think you should go for it and you should get involved, especially if they're happy for you to do that. And you could build your relationship with your aunt and uncle and you could learn a lot from them. And it could be a really mutually beneficial experience, potentially. And then, you know, if that is what you choose to do, the business could be passed on to you. If that's something that you want to do and they want to do. Dami, is that how you said to pronounce it? Yeah, pronounce it Dami. And Dami said, will I like to interact with small streamers since I'm back in my hometown and all the homie are not here? Well, I feel you, Dami. College break, you know? I feel you, Dami. I mean, I just find it hard to even line up hangouts with people in real life, to be honest. I feel like if I'm going to hang out with someone in real life, I have to work out who I want to hang out with. And then I have to like message them. And they have to be free. And I have to be free. And we have to meet up. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Twitch, you just open up Twitch. Who's live? Who's live that's good is what I ask myself. I go, who's live that's good? And I look at my following page. And I'll see who's live. I'll see if anyone's just chatting. I'll click on that. I'll have a chat. I'll have a good time. I'll have a good time. And a long time. You know, people think it's a good time or a long time. People say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Guys, I'm here for a good time and a long time, guys. That's what I'm here for. And on that note, I'm going to end the stream. I actually don't know. Actually, I'm not sure how much longer I'll go. So we've done 2 hours and 40 basically. I don't know. I mean, if the vibes keep coming, but I do feel a little bit tired. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I do feel a little bit tired. The annoying part is I didn't really see who to raid. Like Arctic is live, but Adult Life made meets up so complicated. Yeah, I feel like everyone's busy now. In these adult years, everyone's busy all the time. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Everyone's busy all the time. Search for a raid if you want. Yeah, I just have to actually find someone is the only thing. I have to find someone that's actually good. Do you guys have any raid recommendations of people that are just chatting? I guess... What's this home slice doing? Although I should pause this if I'm gonna look at people's streams.
Got better numbers than MVP Derrick Rose.
I think this guy's just scrolling freaking... Oh, and it's about sport as well, which I don't care about at all. Yeah, it's a shame Arctic's playing Clash Royale. I don't care about that. I don't care about Clash Royale at all. Someone up to some yapping. Yeah, we want someone up to some yapping. That's definitely what we want. Definitely what we want. I don't know what this guy's doing. What is he doing?
This is Desert Rosewood.
Is chat smarter than a 5th grader of middle-aged
Do you want to
magician?
smell Desert Rosewood?
That's weird that he would do something so smell-based on a medium where you can't smell. It's an audio-visual medium. I don't know if you guys know about this, but video is actually an audio-visual medium. So to focus your stream around the sense of smell... That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if I'm wrong. But that's just not... it's not speaking to me. Like I say, it's not speaking to me. Dude, I can't believe more people watch League of Legends right now than just chatting. People would rather watch League of Legends right now? That just seems crazy to me. That just seems crazy to me, bro. Recommended for me. Recommended for me. Recommended for me. Recommended just for me. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna do when I end stream. I'll probably go to the toilet. Probably, I guess I should just floss and brush and go to sleep is probably the best thing. Fill up my hot water bottle. That's some Vsauce type topic. Yeah, I mean, I get talking about smells and things in like a YouTube video where you could like explain it as like a video essay. I don't really understand live streaming, just sniffing smells and then turning to someone else and being like, "Oh, you should smell sandalwood. That's sandalwood. That's deep lavender. Oh, well, you should smell it." And then chat just feels like, well, I can't smell it, so I feel inherently left out. Inherently left out. Guys, I think starting the stream with cooking the steak was a mistake. I think the stream has to start with a bang. It shouldn't start with a fizzle. What's the time in Great Aussie right now? The time here is 8:36 p.m. What time? Where are you from, Dami? Where are you from, Dami? And what time is it where you are? I'm scrolling. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to find good streams, bruh. It's hard to find good streams. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss when I wasn't working and I was just streaming like 14-hour streams. It's 1:30 p.m. Where are you though? Saudi Arabia. Whoa. Does that mean that you're Saudi Arabian? In Saudi Arabia? My aunt and uncle actually lived in Saudi Arabia for a time. Yeah, I think they somewhat enjoyed being in Saudi Arabia. Seems like a different vibe. Seems like a different vibe to the Australian vibe. You might be Saudi Arabian. Well, you know, I'm going to guess that you are. Given that you're in Saudi Arabia and your response was that you might be, I'm gonna guess that you're Saudi Arabian. How does this Untitled broadcast have 551 views? What the fuck? It's kind of crazy how much of Just Chatting is just like hot women. Is that all people want to watch? Is that all people want to watch, dude? Can't people just, I don't know, be people? Can't people just hang out? Time says Pweep. Welcome in, Time. Welcome in. Thanks for being here, Time. How are you? Dummy, the Appa says it's boiling right now. It's 50 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that should be illegal. I'm probably not going to end up going to Saudi Arabia because 50 degrees Celsius ain't right. And Finn says, sex sells. Time says, I just woke up. Are you ending? Yeah, the plan was pretty much to end. I'm feeling pretty tired. I'm kind of just trying to find someone worth raiding. Yada da mean. Yada da mean, home slice. It has only been 2 hours and 45, but it was a big day at work. It's been, you know, if you count streaming as working, I've put in a 12-hour day. I put in a 12-hour, 9-minute day. So I feel tired. I feel like I need to do a big poopy. Fill up my hot water bottle, floss my teeth, brush my teeth, climb into bed, and sleep for a long time. I always feel weird when I'm looking for someone to raid and I see my own stream. Can you raid your own stream? Is that a thing? Can you do that? Can you raid your own stream, bro? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play inside. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Eepy? Eepy? What's Eepy, dude? Is it Eepy to raid your own stream? Eepy like creepy Eepy? Cool. See, look, it's me. What happens if I raid myself? Peepcast. A channel cannot raid itself. Oh. Why? That could have been fun. We could have all been raiders in the chat. It could have been fun. Channel cannot raid itself. That's so boring. Why does that guy look familiar? That guy. 18 plus? Hell no. Hell no. Hang on, Finn. I swear that freaking homie said that you were like young. And I feel like you would not have said that if you were 25. I'm so... Maybe he was talking about someone else. Maybe he was talking about someone else in his community. Yeah, I really do feel like I could just go to sleep, to be entirely honest. I feel ready. I feel ready. It's funny, I was thinking, you guys are in for a treat. You've got Tired Peep. I'm going to be unfiltered, uncensored, uninhibited, undocumented. Finn says, it's possible a lot of his chat was youngins. Yeah, he must have been talking about someone else. He must have been talking about someone else, bruh. If you really are 25, man, just attractive women, it just feels like an assault. It just feels like I'm being taken advantage of. It just feels like my freaking primal nature is being taken advantage of here, guys. Can't people just hang out on Twitch and just be normal? Oh, look at this guy. Look at this. Get a look. This guy's going for it, huh? Legend Link. When she's in praying, she pretends. It's a good song. I don't think he's playing it very well. Jared Len came for the Ox, stayed to what?
He actually broke one of the record
He's a
after
New
Kai,
Zealander.
which was
He's
insane.
a New Zealander, bro.
And then Kai came back and snatched it.
Snatched it. How many's he
And
got?
he doubled
19?
it.
Doubled it. Doubled
Vote
it.
up, chat. 1 or 2, 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 1 or
What's he
2, 1 or
doing?
2, 1 or 2, 1
I
or
don't even know what he's
2,
doing.
1 or 2,
Stay
1 or
to battle.
2.
I don't
What?
like that he's saying 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. That's annoying. I don't like when people are annoying. I don't know if you guys know about this. I've been watching a little bit of this streamer. His name's Boggles. But I feel like the annoying thing he does is he keeps like pressuring his chat to say stuff in chat. I think he's like gaming the Twitch algorithm. Because I do think your stream gets like boosted if there's a lot of chat activity. And so he'll just be like, everyone spam 1 in chat, guys. 1 in chat. Or he'll be like, oh, that just reminded me of a mad story. Or if you want to hear the story, say story time. Everyone say story time if you want to hear a story. It's like, okay, bro, just tell the story. Okay, I get that you're boosting yourself in the algo by making everyone chat, but it's actually kind of annoying. Boom, boom, boom. What's he doing though? What is he actually doing?
Oh, it's spoiling. Oh my god, spoiling actually watches Speed. Chat, does Speed
Well-
walk like this, yes or no?
Yes, he does walk like that. It's true. He does walk like that. 24-hour brain rot stream. That's what I'm talking about. Pocast. Oh, they're doing a Pocast. Should Poocast invade the Pocast? What do we think, guys? Poocast on the Pocast? Poocast on the Pocast? There she goes. There she goes again. Racing through my brain. Foreskin, you just said nothing? You just said... Oh, no, you said let's go. Think we should invade Pocast? Pocast. I just don't know. I just don't actually know. I just don't. You think there'd just always be something worth watching, but it doesn't seem to be that way. It doesn't seem like there's always something worth watching. And it does seem like the Americans are, I'm not going to lie, I think the Americans are a little better off. Because when it's like midday for me, I feel like it's when all the streams are popping off. And so us Australians and Europeans, we're in this awkward situation where there's like less options and everyone sort of stops being live while we're live. That looks like Phil Spencer, dude. What the frick? They got Phil Spencer on Drew Carey, bruh. They got Phil Spenny. They got Phil Spenny on Drew Carey, bruh. Dude, I didn't even know who to raid. Who's it gonna be? What's he doing? Should it just be this guy?
What have I just heard?
Yeah, it's just too much. It's too much, right? The yelling is too much, right? It's not chill. We like to chill. We're chill kind of guy. We like chilling out, right? It's definitely a fine art to do a chill stream that's entertaining. And I feel like there's not that many people out there doing chill streams that are entertaining. I think people fall on the extremes, right? I think you get a lot of people that can scream into a microphone, be high energy. And I think you get a lot of people that can sort of sit there and not really do anything. But not a lot of people that are chill and entertaining at the same time. Bro, I just keep seeing the same streams over and over. I just keep seeing the same streams over and over. There gotta be something, bro. They gotta have something, bro. They gotta have something, bro. Ain't no way. It ain't no way, bro. It ain't no way, bro. Bro. It just can't be like that. There's none, ASMR none. It's the woman at the gym. Why is this the world we live in? First, ChatGPT poisoning? I bet this is gonna be... He's just this image reacting to the video, I bet.
Or making Marvel content.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't feel connected to your little drawing. I don't feel connected to your little drawing. I just don't feel connected to your little drawing. I just don't. Imagine having 106 viewers on a freaking rerun stream. Bruh, when do I get 106 viewers on a rerun stream, though? When do I get that? Buddy. There she goes. He looks like AI. BB Niger podcast. Kings. Oh, wow. Good audio podcast. That's a, you know, the main thing with a podcast is you want to have really good audio. So I'm glad to see he's nailing the audio on that podcast. Very happy to see that's happening. It's very, very good audio. And we like here on the Peepcast stream, we're pretty serious about audio. I'm not like a full-blown audiophile, but guys, I like to think we have pretty decent audio here on the Peepcast stream. I like to tell myself that we have pretty decent audio. It's kind of boring to watch people react to stuff, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people just playing games and just chatting. Yeah, true. And I probably would have hated on that more if I didn't do it on my last stream. When I was playing Tall Man Run. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Because I can understand why people don't want to leave Just Chatting, because it has the most viewers. Just Chatting has the most viewers. I understand not wanting to leave, but see, that makes me just not want to boot up a game, you know? So that way I can be in Just Chatting without lying and deceiving everyone. I'm not trying to lie and deceive everyone. What we got? Goldie Boomer?
Facebook too.
Facebook too.
How about
for a quick
Insta?
word
People
or two.
apparently.
Just stay here forever. I don't know. I don't know if people... I definitely will open up a stream and be like, I don't like this person's accent, and then close it straight away. Do other people do that? This guy does play games in the Just Chatting section. I've seen him do it.
To the office and stay over for a good numerous amount of days. So yeah.
Good numerous amount of days.
I'll let you know, and then I won't be on for a little while.
He's not gonna be on for a little while. That kind of sucks, dude. That kind of sucks. You want to be on for a little while, bro. Not on for a little while. You just want to be on. You know what I mean? You want to be on. ASAP Joey, you want to be on.
Get the last green light, and then that's really it.
I don't know what he's talking about. This has to be something. What's this guy doing? NRL Panthers vs Storm? Well, I care about that. Everyone cares about that, right? Happy birthday to me. Yeah, that's kind of wholesome. Happy birthday to her, guys. Kind of wholesome. Yeah, some people don't raid out. Some people just don't raid out. Does anyone have any recommendations? Does anyone, particularly if they have someone they're following that's just chatting? I'll take a recommendation. Yapping and games. What do we got here? Worlds.
And I have to pay shipping because shipping was so much. So I'm like, the shipping is so much, I might as well buy.
He reminds me of
second
someone.
pair that's more expensive just to throw it in.
He reminds me of one of the guys from Extreme Peace. One of the guys in Extreme. I don't know if anyone else watched Extreme Peace, the Sam Hyde thing, but they had a show called Daddy Dom, where these 3 different dudes were competing to be the best Daddy Dom, and one of the guys sounded like that guy that we just looked at, and that made me click off. Because that guy was, the guy from Extreme Peace was weird. I just don't know, bro. It would be so much easier to raid people if I streamed earlier. If I was able to raid. Oh, my AirPods are freaking out, bro. They're freaking out. They're freaking out. You hate to see it. My AirPods are crashing out, bro. They're crashing out. They're crashing out just like me. I'm also crashing out. I'm always crashing out. You know me. Crash out. Peepcast, they call me. Because I'm always crashing out. Let's do that. Let's do that. Late night vibes. I don't know. I'm always suspicious to click on any female stream because I just feel like the vibe is going to be the wrong vibe. I don't know. It's weird because I like Chio's stream. But in general, I feel like female streamers are just goon traps, bro. They're goon traps, bro. I missed you. Say it back. Wow, the parasocialness is real, dude. Parasocialness is real. What's it? Does anyone else? I used to be really into H3's YouTube videos, and then I watched the podcast for a long time, for like years. I watched the podcast, and then I stopped watching in like 2021. So just the fact that this person's watching H3.
Pizza is a fucking treat, but
no. Follow equals clap. He's just gonna clap his hands if someone follows. I don't know how to feel about Ethan. I'm not super anti-Ethan. I think he gets overhated. I think people either overhate or overrate him. Like some people follow him like he's a cult leader, and some people just hate him like he's the spawn of Satan. I think he's fine. I think he used to make great YouTube videos. He seems to be relatively funny from time to time, but he gets fixated on things. What do you mean he gets fixated on things? His YouTube videos were very funny. I used to religiously watch his podcast, man. Like I watched every single episode from when his podcast started until some point in 2021. I just stopped watching him. I think it was late 2021 as well. I actually had a dream. I had a dream that I went to it was like an H3 convention, like an H3 podcast convention. And at this point in time, I was probably like 25 years old. And I went to this place, and in the dream, everyone that was at this H3 convention was like 18 years old. And like in the dream and in reality, it was like this eye-opening moment where I was like, wow, I guess most H3 fans are like 18. I don't know. And when I woke up, I was like, yeah, bro, I bet that's true. I bet that's true. And then I felt like maybe I just need to grow out of it. I feel like he indulges in a lot of like drama and gossip, which is kind of pointless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, he feuds with others a lot. He went at it with Keemstar for like 3 years. I didn't mind him going at it with Keemstar, though. I feel like it kind of worked. I don't know. I don't know. I don't mind, like, a bit of sort of kayfabe. A bit of, like, this is my rival. This is my enemy or whatever. I don't mind that. But I think at the end of the day, the stuff that puts me off the most is when it feels like... Sometimes it feels like he's just borderline defaming people. Finn says, and given Hassan's who he is, this latest feud is gonna go for longer. Yeah, this feud will go for longer for sure. For sure. But this feud also kind of makes more sense, no? I don't even know why do they just hate each other because, like, Ethan is Jewish and Gila's Jewish and she served in the IDF. She did her compulsory service in the IDF, so Hassan just has to hate them. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. They probably would honestly like each other. I mean, they used to do that, the Leftovers show. Was that what it was called? Yeah, the Leftovers. And that was actually my introduction to Hassan, I think. I don't think I knew who Hassan was until he was on that H3 Leftovers thing. Yeah, I don't know. But man, if I didn't raid, it would be my first time not raiding in like 2 months, I reckon. Maybe like 2.5 months. They had a podcast and they disagreed on Israel-Palestine conflict. But isn't Ethan like against, like, isn't Ethan basically pro-Palestine anyway? Just pick someone and have faith. But it just ain't that easy, blood. It ain't that easy. It's just like, I don't know. 1 follow equals 1 clap just doesn't make any sense.
Get rid of you, bro. Why am I not in?
That's too much. It's too much. I feel like most streams, as soon as I click on them, I feel like they're too much. And I guess maybe, do people like when people are yelling and like playing music? People like that. For me, it's like, I just want someone that's chilling, just vibing now, bro. I just want to be vibing now, bro. Is he talking about something interesting now?
Being casual, and people really appreciate just coming on and having a good time.
Seems like a decent
That's
vibe
fine.
right now.
You could be that casual thing for it. But then don't complain about growth if you're not doing something with it.
Oh, no, I like what he's saying. I
You know what I
completely
mean?
agree with
Like,
what he's
don't-
saying. All right, we're rating ASAP Joey.
Don't just rely on the live viewership and
Peep cast. Wait, is the
you
raid
have
gonna
to
happen
do
that
something
quickly?
that goes a
No.
bit further. You know what I mean?
Peep
So,
cast.
I'm on pretty much like all the
raid.
time. So from Sunday to Thursday, I like to think that I like to do the weighted stuff, but I also like trying
Joey,
to turn some of it into content. I'm trying to get back into TikTok as well.
You.
But I live pretty comfortably and I'm enjoying what I'm doing for what I do with
That
everyone.
sounds good.
So I'm kind of in the middle. But I have a very consistent schedule of being on at this time. We do this stream. The same people come through on the same days, and it just works, you know.
How are
Okay.
people going to find you?
That's the
in
raid
this sea
message.
of content creation.
Whoever said
Copy the
if
raid
you want to grow on
message.
Twitch, you need to make TikTok videos.
One in chat when
you
you've
guys agree
copied
with
the
this?
message.
Like making TikTok. Sorry.
One in chat when you copied the raid message. We're raiding ASAP Joey. Please, it would mean the world to me if you copy the raid message and post it in the chat. You don't have to hang around after the raid, but it would mean the world to me. It would mean the world to ASAP Joey if you just copy that raid message and you pop it in his chat. Thank you, Finn. Appreciate you. This could be the building of a beautiful connection with this other community. See you next time.
You can't both have the cake and eat it as well, right? Make TikTok videos if you want to be a TikTok. Yo, what's up, Pete? Thank you very much. Hey, what's up, dude? Yo, how are you, man? What's going on? Thank you very, very much. Hey, what's up? Welcome. My name's Joey. We're going through a React Andy video that I'm in, and I wanted to like break down and sort of watch through together. Yeah, what up, Foreskin? What up, man? What's happening? Our second Foreskin in the community. Hope you had a really good stream, man. Much love, dude. Thank you very much. Thank you. I feel like TikTok is objectively better reach, so need? Not really, but it helps. I don't think you need TikTok, but there is a correlation of maybe for every 1,000 views, you might get one person to be like to check you out. You know what I mean? But it's not imperative to your growth. Hey, Jacob. Yeah, the raid must have come from TikTok. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What'd you get up to today, man? I had one guy say he found my Twitch from YouTube Shorts. That's kind of cool, though. Like, having an online encyclopedia and people can find you from there. You should have that. You should have the library like there so people can find you. You know, it's kind of cool that people can do that. Mel rang me today and said she met one of those green Minecraft dudes that explodes with about 64 skulls side by side today. I wonder who that was. That wasn't me. I think what she translated that to be was Mel met up with a really cool, handsome guy with the awesomest mustache on Twitch who always wears nifty hats and a sick chain, and he is the tribal chief of OCE, and the big oblong man hates him.
dirtier, the better.
Hey, thanks very much, man. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Man, I thought you were fucking there, dead set. It's alright, we'll catch up. You want to lock it in as well for next week? Oh, you talked about anti-cheats and BF6. That's good. It's always finding the common ground, and that's how you bring them in and you win people over that way. You know, people want relativity. Yeah. Did you have a bit fun or was it shit? No, it was actually fun, man. I think like being able to have an input today about certain stuff was like kind of eye-opening in the sense of like, I actually know my shit about like the stuff that we'd talk about with like creators, you know? Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks, Peep.
Need to make TikTok videos. It's not that that advice is necessarily
I like
bad,
this guy. This guy's
but
very smart.
the people who hear it, all they hear is, oh, if I check that box, more TikTok videos equals more viewers. When in reality...
Yeah, right. That's true. A lot of people go, in the last 2 years specifically, on Twitch,